So the past days and weeks have been a blur for all of you. The events that have transpired rattle around in your minds as each try to determine what comes next for you and your newly found traveling companions. For Douglan, the return of Anton and the news that your daughter might still be alive has driven new life into a man who had all but given up. The past day's discussions with Anton have accumulated in a decision to seek out the Vanguard in Whalespell to see if they might have answers, or at least some information to give you some direction to start looking. For Nightingale, what should have been a simple visit to Tianchar wineries has not gone as planned. First, a night of gambling before the big trip to Evandor ended in the acquisition of this Goliath slave. Who has slaves in the protected lands? What will people think? What do I do with him now? Then the news that shipments of the Alm?
Yeah, just Alm. Yeah.
The Alm wine may not be available for some time. The Penumbra bards will not be pleased with this news. But what if you could get the wine produced once again? That should gain you good favor with your fellows. It seems that, at least for now, your best path forward will be to accompany Douglan to Whalespell to assist in his search. Besides, Whalespell is well known for its fine women, strong drink, and high-stakes gambling. Maybe there's a silver lining yet. For Corvus, the past month has been the most frustrating in your life so far, and that is not easily said. You have changed owners 3 times in as many weeks and now find yourself far from the wilds. Being a commodity has grown very tiresome. It was tolerable when you rode with the Black Curtain. At least there you could do what you do best. The time has come to be a free man once again. But how does one do that? And what will my new owner think of it? As today's session begins, you find yourselves seated on large sacks of dried hops as part of a 4-wagon caravan on the week-long trip from Evandor to Whalespell. The past 7 days have been uneventful and with very good weather for this time of year. Unfortunately, this morning as you climbed from your bedrolls, the weather had taken a turn for the worst, with colder temperatures and sporadic flurries of wet snow. It seems that winter is not ready to release its grip on the protected lands just yet. Now, as the sun begins to set on another day's travel, the sporadic flurries have turned into a near blizzard. The head driver, Hemsin, approaches your group saying that the village of Langdale is just an hour ahead. The caravan is going to stop there for a much-needed break from the open road. As darkness covers the land, the caravan pulls up in front of the 10-foot-high palisade that surrounds the village. Hemsin suggests that the group look for rooms at the Twin Rose Inn and reminds you that the caravan will be departing at first light.
Twin Rose?
That is correct. Twin Rose, Douglan. Do pay attention, will you? Get your head out of the clouds.
Listen, Nightingale. I'll tolerate some things, all right? But this big guy here, you mean to tell me that he's under control?
I understand this is a bit of an awkward situation, but we'll make the best of it.
And I'm not saying this to where Corvus can hear, just FYI.
If my understanding is correct, this ring I have on my finger can control him in the manner of which you would probably be liking.
Can I hear this?
No, I said specifically I'm not I'm not letting you overhear this. I have a concern.
Can I overhear it though?
That would be probably a perception check.
I'll assume if Douglan is being
waiting until I'm peeing or something.
Corvus, grab my bag. We must make provisions at the Twin Rose. Quickly. My little legs are freezing.
I'm glad to be your mule master.
Ugh. Don't whine to me about your station in life. I have to wear tights for the rest of mine.
Well, good thing it shows no bulge. More comfortable.
Slave.
All right. So as you guys disembark the wagons and you wander through the front gates into Langdale, it's a fairly tightly packed little village. All contained within the palisade walls for protection. And, folks are milling about doing their thing. As soon as you walk through the front, you see there's a couple of guards that are warming themselves on a little fire pit. They kind of give Corvus a bit of a look and, start whispering to themselves. One of them walks over and kind of sizes the three of you up and says, So, what brings you three to Langdale?
My good man, my name is Nightingale, and my companions and I are on our way to Whalespell. We're just stopping the night.
Are you looking for rooms?
I do believe we've been directed to the Twin Rose Inn. We hear it's quite a nice place in this town.
Well, it's the only place in this town, so I guess that makes it nice.
I guess by default it does, doesn't it? Would you mind pointing us in the right direction, my good sir?
Yeah, just keep walking down the main road here and watch for it on the left-hand side.
I'm sure we can't miss it, being the only place. Thank you. Give it a little...
I'll put it past us.
You was a grumpy fella, aren't you?
All right, you head off down the road, and as was spoken, about midway through the village, you see the probably one of the larger buildings, two-story buildings in the village, and out front is a sign that says the Twin Rose.
Well, gentlemen, shall we see if we can acquire some accommodation? I'll enter the building and look for, kind of size the place up, followed by my entourage of big burly beastie types.
As a stable, I'll stay in the loft. I have a feeling beds here will be too short for me anyway.
You walk inside and, definitely Corvus. The ceilings, thankfully, in here are about 9 feet, so you can just barely duck around inside without bunking your head on things. It's a fair size, looks to be sort of a tavern restaurant area when you first walk in. Probably a dozen tables, half of which have people seated at them. It's the warmth of the room just sort of engulfs you all as you walk in, having just spent the last week, sleeping in your bedrolls and by a campfire every night. So it's a very welcome welcome change to what you've been experiencing for the last week.
As Nightingale enters, he kind of stops to frame himself in the doorway, looks around, and then enters, making sure to try to garner some sort of attention as he walks into the room. You there! Hello! It's good to see you again, my new friend.
A few folks kind of look around as you come in and close the door. They seem more interested in Corvus than yourself.
I'm assuming Mithras would prefer to stay outside.
Yeah, that's your call, whether it rides on your shoulder or just perches on the sign out front.
Douglan's gonna, kind of scan the room like an experienced, military person that he is, just to, gauge threats and whatnot.
At a first sort of glance around the room, Douglan, you feel that it's probably travelers, much like yourself. You'd have to size them up a little more to get a bead on exactly what kind of travelers, or who might be merchants, who might be other things, but none of them look like locals.
Well, Nightingale, I think you can move forward safely. It doesn't look like there's much danger here, so go have some fun.
I didn't believe I was afraid of any danger, but thank you for letting me know. You forget I have a Corvus here. My companion here seems to have garnered a fair bit of attention since we've entered
He's outside.
Langdale.
Are you jealous?
You might want to take a look behind you. He's not there.
You seem to crave it, yet I'm getting it all.
I thought you were outside.
No, the
Nope,
birds.
everybody's inside.
Oh, I thought he was staying outside. Anyway, okay.
No, he was talking about his raven.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Mithras, yeah, Mithras is my raven.
It's okay, Douglan. I understand you're a bit shaken with events as of late. How about you two gents find a table and I'll secure accommodation? And I'll look for someone of importance other than me.
On the far end, from the doorway in, is the bar. There's a couple of people seated at the bar. You can see a man and a woman chatting. She sees you walking towards the bar, and she comes out around, and she comes scurrying over, and well, hello there. Welcome to the Twin Rose Inn, and who might you be?
My fine lady, I am Nightingale, and he gives a regal bow. Penumbra Bard from Alagon, and me and my traveling companions would like to arrange accommodation for the night, if I may be so bold.
Oh, absolutely. We have, we have several rooms left. Would you like a room each, or will you be looking to?
I'd like a room for
actually,
all of us.
Yes, we don't actually have any double bedrooms left. Each of the rooms that are left are 2 silver pieces per night.
2 silver pieces per night.
I'll be taking my own room. That's all right. You got plenty of company with the big guy.
The giant over there, will he have his own room as well?
If you have a stable, I'll take the loft.
Corvus, you'll be staying with me, my good man. I wouldn't have you sleeping in the stables. Besides, I want you to stay with me.
I look at Douglan. He may regret that in the morning. Trapped in a room with me overnight.
2 rooms, my good lady. 2 rooms, I think, is all we'll need.
And will you be eating or drinking tonight?
Both merrily, I hope.
Douglan
Please,
rubs his belly.
Grab a table.
I shall hand her 4 silver pieces and head to shuffle my comrades to a table.
All right, over towards the fireplace, which is nice and warm for chilled bones. Not
Yes.
the first choice for Corvus, but he follows along, and there's a large table there. Could probably fit 6, leaving lots of room for everybody to have a seat. And the lady who took your coins comes back, and she lays 2 room keys down. There you go, sir. You can have rooms 1 and 2 right beside each other.
Most excellent, my dear. I happen to have forgotten your name.
Oh, I don't believe I gave it to you. I'm very sorry. My name is Tavia. And over there, that's my husband, Harmit, and we're the owners of the Twin Rose Inn.
Tavia and Harmit. Names to remember in this town. Thank you very much, Tavia. Would you be able to arrange someone to come by and maybe bring us some warm food? I tend to be frozen to the core.
You're so funny. That would be me.
Well then, my lady, I shall not be so bold to as order the food for my friends, as I fear I would not order enough for that fellow. But myself, if you have a lovely stew of some sort, something to put a little heat into the depths of a man's soul.
Oh, we do indeed. Well, we're just a small little place here, and really we only have the one meal available for this evening. It's my husband's specialty. It's a rabbit stew with some nice bread buns that I baked up early this morning. Can I get you all a bowl of that?
I'll take 2 helpings, please. Also, largest
I'm
glass of ale.
I'm most certain you will, sir. And what is your name, Mr. Big Man?
I am Corvus, son of Mortok. It is pleasure to meet you.
Corvus, I don't believe I've ever seen a man as big as you before.
That's because I am a Goliath from the north.
Oh, I believe I've heard of your kind before. Well, she reaches out her hand. It's very nice to meet you, Mr. Corvus.
I wrap my large hand around hers. It's a pleasure as well.
I will see if I can't find the absolute biggest mug and biggest bowl we have back there.
That is appreciated.
And you, Mr. Knight, sir, what might your name be?
Douglan.
Are you talking to me?
I am indeed.
You may call me Douglan.
Douglan, it's very good to meet you, and you'll be having some stew yourself.
Obliged, yes. Thank you.
Excellent. And a round of ales?
Hi.
I'll take bourbon, please.
Do you have any warm cider?
So a round of ales, then?
Thank you, Tavia. That'll be perfect.
Excellent. I'll be right back.
Guess these are the things you must do without in small towns.
So she heads off and stops at some other tables and grabs dishes and does all the typical things that a waitress would look after, and then heads into the back. And now as you're seated, you kind of get a bit of a look around the room. You know, there are 6 of the 12 tables in here. 7 now, including yours, are taken up. The groups vary, 3, 4, 5 people to a table. All very much minding their own business for the most part.
So, Douglan,
Yes.
You're certain that these Vanguard will have some information that might help you rectify your current situation. That's correct?
To be honest with you, Nightingale, I'm just going on a whim and a prayer. I'm just hoping to find some information to get where I need to go.
Indeed, indeed. Well, let's all put in a little prayer for you, my friend.
He subconsciously rubs at you can't see it because it's tucked away. He's got an amulet that he's, just goes to. I need to find her. And you don't know why, I just mumble it. I need to find her.
Egan, we never talked about this before. Would Douglan have, in his current armor and weapons and possessions, would there be things that would identify him as having been a member of Evandor's military? Like, would he still have any sort of insignias or anything?
I'm going to say no, because he, I think he needed to turn that page. The chainmail is unadorned, right? The thing over the top would always been from military service. So he's just going to have traveler's cloaks. He's starting over. So no.
Okay. Good enough.
Now, Corvus.
Sorry,
Corvus, Douglan.
While you are, Nightingale and Douglan are talking, you're kind of looking over the room, getting sort of a feel for the people. You notice at the bar there is an elven woman who has been eyeing up your table. She's trying to be very discreet about it, but she sort of looks over when she thinks nobody's looking, sizing up your table.
The following I say in a normal speaking voice, like I'm not trying to lower it or raise it. I just say, the elvish woman in the corner seems to be taking special attention of our party.
Well,
Not sure if she just likes large men or something else.
Was going to suggest something similar. You do seem to be drawing a fair amount of attention on your own, Corvus. Might I suggest that if people ask about you, you just say that it's all due to the double portions of dinner you eat and not go about gallivanting around as, one of your people's? Just to keep it on the down low, maybe for a bit.
I'm not ashamed of where I come from, or you?
I wasn't suggesting shame. I don't like the attention. I'll be honest. I'm usually the center of attention, and you're taking it from me, and I'm getting jealous.
We should have thought of that before you won me at cards.
I never lose a hand on purpose. Anyways, gentlemen.
Nightingale, just a suggestion. We may not want to advertise that you've got yourself a slave. I myself are a wee bit uncomfortable with it. We may not want to advertise.
You're uncomfortable with the situation. Imagine how I feel.
I can.
Well, I'll be honest. It was a night to remember, if I could only remember most of it. One too many ales, and I'd walk away with a giant dragging along behind me. But yes, I agree, Douglan. It's in the freelance. It's probably frowned upon. So, Corvus, maybe going forward.
There's a simple solution. You could always just give me the ring and let me go.
Yes, but sometimes it might serve a good purpose. You never know. Anyways, yes, let's.
Can I say something real quick? Don't you not know how to get it off?
Don't know how to get the collar off, but if the ring is, I think my character would know the ring is part of what controls it.
But could you make it to where the person with the collar cannot own the ring?
Don't know that.
Well, you could have tried.
Never had
you know
the
what I'm
opportunity. Saying? He's never had the opportunity to.
Okay.
Nobody would be willing to give it to me. But I think that would be the theory he would run with. If he can get the ring, he could be free.
Anyone see where Tavia is with our meals?
Well, speak of the devils, and Harmit and Tavia come out, each carrying a big serving plate. Harmit comes over around to Corvus and lays down a huge bowl with 3 or 4 buns and a big ale mug. That's my ale mug. It's the biggest one in here, and you're very welcome to it, big sir.
Well, I thank you. Your hospitality is warming to the soul.
He heads off, and Tavia dishes out to Douglan and Nightingale. Is there anything else I can get you before I head off?
You wouldn't happen to know the Elven lady sitting at the bar, would you, Tavia?
She's only been here a couple of days. I think she said her name was Dawn.
Dawn, well, if you would not mind, perhaps bringing her around on us. She seems to have taken a liking to me.
Oh, well, she's not drinking, but I will if you want me to.
Yes, and say it's from Douglan. Thank you.
With that, Tavia twitters off and is serving about the room again, and now that you're all a little more aware and watching for it, you see that this elven woman is sneaking peeks at the table whenever she thinks nobody is watching.
Douglan, I'm going to be honest with you. I think she's infatuated with your dad, bud.
I see, Nightingale, you're going to be causing me trouble, aren't you?
Trouble is just a expression that tighty pants put on a good time, that's all. I hope you're not a tighty pants all the time.
No, I just, I'm spoken for. That's all. Let's leave it be at that, eh?
Oh, I wasn't telling you to sleep with the girl. My goodness, jumping to conclusions. Corvus, how's that meal? You've already done a good beating to it, I can see.
It is filling.
A man of few words, I like that.
I somewhat doubt that.
Did we lose our tavern audio? Oh, there it is.
So the meal is quite good. The rabbit stew is everything that it was promised to be, with the fresh bread, and it's probably the best meal you've had since you've been sustaining on rations for most of the trip so far. And you see Tavia bring over a mug of ale and lay it down for the elven woman, and she immediately turns and she kind of quickly looks over and looks back, and you can see she puts her head down, and she's got her hands kind of, you get the feeling like she's like, damn it.
Nightingale will stand up on his chair and be like, Don, we're over here, Don. Please come join us.
Nice.
Sit back down.
She picks up her mug of ale and kind of looking around. Nobody seems, they kind of looked over at you when you stood up, and they looked over at who you were speaking with, and she picks up the mug and kind of walks over looking around, and she sits down, pulls a chair out and sits down at the table, and well, I guess I wasn't doing a very good job of being discreet.
Neither was my companion here. I
You're-
nod towards Langdale.
You're about as discreet as I am, Don. And that's not very, if you know what I mean.
So, what brings the three of you to Langdale? You're travelers? Adventurers? Mercenaries, maybe?
We're,
Indentured labor.
I thought we
Government
talked
help.
about that. That's not advertised, eh?
I'd say
We're
slave.
we're trying to get our way to Whalespell. Stopped here for the eve.
I
What
see.
may I ask what business of it is of yours, if I may?
Well, I, um, I, I need some help, and you three look like maybe you might be able to help me.
Well, I'll have to break your heart, Don. Douglan is taken. Corvus is terribly ugly, and I'm a slave to my art.
Are you asking us to kill rats in your cellar? I've heard that happens here often.
No. If there's rats in this cellar, I'm sure Harmit and Tavia would take care of them. But, gentlemen, I need to hire some people to help me free my father. He was taken a few days ago when we were trying to investigate something, and there are goblins there, and there's too many of them for just me, and I'm very concerned that my father is going to get himself killed if I don't get him out of there.
Goblins.
Don't know what I should be telling you, but essentially I need to hire someone to help me save my father. Would you be interested?
Could we retro that we'd need money to get passage?
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not rolling in.
No, me neither. I'm
Bank
just saying.
right now.
Nothing. Yeah.
Is that something that we could? Because I mean, Douglan wouldn't sway the path. Like he wants to just make a beeline to
Douglan.
Whalespell.
Don, can you give us a moment to consult, if you wouldn't mind? Douglan. We have a person in need, Douglan, and I understand that it is all important to get to Whalespell in the Vanguard, but I don't know. I just feel that walking away from someone asking for help wouldn't be what your family would want us to do, would they?
Also, for one who has been separated from his family, he might be more sympathetic to help someone in similar straits.
So when you mentioned family, he gets like a darkness about him and a glare to him that hopefully impresses upon Nightingale to not mention that again. So he takes a beat though and says, if this were any other time, I'd be leading the way. But when you say there's someone in need, there definitely is. But it's not her. So you're going to have to tell me something else for me to sway from the path of getting to Whalespell as soon as I can.
We're running desperately low on coin, and I don't think we have enough money to make it. How about that?
That makes a lot of sense. I'm pretty low myself. Well,
I was trying to take the noble route, but you've seen right through that, obviously.
I can certainly offer you 50 gold pieces each if you assist me.
Will that get us where we need to, Nightingale?
I think it will suffice for such a good cause. Indeed, right, Corvus? We could do worse.
I need no money to get anywhere. But
Um,
I will kill greenskins for free.
Douglan is going to turn to Dawn and say, Dawn, apologies. I'm not normally like this. I'd never turn away someone in need, but you have to understand I need to get to Whalespell as soon as possible. But if coin's a motivation, we'll have to do it. Count me in, Nightingale.
Well done. Seems that you have our attention.
Excellent. Okay. Here's what I know. Several days ago, my father and I were attempting to enter a temple. We're in search of a mask that we were asked to retrieve. We had not expected the goblins to be there, and my father decided to try and sneak in there during the night. And he did not return from the temple, and now I fear that he was probably captured by those goblins. Look, if you help me, the only thing I want is my father. And that mask, if we can find it. He's insisting on us getting it. Anything else is yours. I just want my father and that mask.
Douglan's going to kind of channel his old military service and kind of, get like into that space, if you will. Dawn, I need to know all the facts of what we're getting into. How many goblins do you remember seeing?
We only saw 2. They were outside of the entranceway. When darkness came, they went back inside the temple, and my father was insistent that he could sneak in and search it. I fear there was more than just the 2.
Goblins are like cockroaches. When you see one, there's 10 more you don't.
I agree
And there's
with
only
you,
the
sir.
one entrance, eh?
Do you have a
As
map?
far as we know, there's only the one entrance.
And Don, how far is this temple from Langdale?
It's about a day's travel, but it'll take us roughly towards Whalespell. It won't slow you down too much, and if you can help me get my father back, I swear we will get you to Whalespell as quickly as possible afterwards.
Ah, I see. You'll offer assistance getting to Whalespell then.
Absolutely, we will.
You could have led with that, eh?
The lady didn't know what was your driver or motivation, did she, Douglan? Nah.
Fair enough.
Give the poor girl a break. She's just lost her father. So, Don, when were you hoping to be heading off on this task of yours?
I'm sure you've been traveling all day, so could we leave at first light?
That's exactly when I was thinking of leaving.
Will your da hold out? So, just to be clear, you don't know if she's been taken or he's been taken by the goblins. You just he hasn't come out.
He hasn't come out. I don't know what's become of him, and I fear I couldn't find it in the dark.
You have a map that could lead us to this place.
I don't. My father knew where it was.
Nightingale.
Douglan.
I'm going to kind of whisper to the side here. Can you read this gal? You think she's telling the truth, or are we walking into something here?
I believe we can trust her. I believe so. Why else would she have been so coy?
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Head on a swivel, boys.
I don't believe letting our guard down is advisable, of course. I'll keep Corvus awake all night watching our backs, but I think she is truthful. Whispering to you through my gloved hand.
Right.
Well
Corvus, big guy. How well do you communicate with your bird? Is that a two-way conversation or just sort of point and click?
He's a raven, like any other. He's intelligent, but he is still an animal. I can give him commands.
Yes.
He cannot speak to me the way that you seem to think he might.
Oh, just checking our assets.
Well done. I think us rendezvousing maybe here tomorrow morning will be advantageous to us all.
Yes, absolutely. I will be
What is
here
the
at first
terrain
light.
like? What is the terrain like to this temple?
It's forested. We'll be primarily following game trails till we get back to where the goblin trail is.
Can I make a
These-
survival check to see if we need any gear to travel a full day through the winter wilderness with these two weak manlings?
Sure.
If you're requiring a backpack to carry me along, I'm going to object.
A baby Bjorn.
Douglan, you're not a funny soul.
Nice roll. Corvus, you're fairly certain the two of them should fare okay with what they have. You've seen what they're carrying for equipment and provisions over the last week, and they'll be okay to make it through. You guys should be properly geared for the trip that Dawn has described. Everybody's got warm clothes. That's the biggest concern with is weather right now, more than anything.
All right. Well, seeing as we have an early start tomorrow, I'm going to turn in total dad hour. You find him kind of, falling asleep at the chair.
Nightingale will toss him one of the keys. Your private room you requested.
Thank you.
Corvus, you'll be
All right.
staying with me, please.
Dawn, well, I'll see you all in the morning. I will be here. First light. We'll see you all then. And she heads off upstairs ahead of Douglan.
Oh, she's staying there too?
Yes, it would appear so.
Okay.
Well, Corvus, you may prove a bit handier than you have been of late. Us heading off into the woods. As you can tell, I'm a woodsman. I should do okay, but I'm worried about Douglan.
Yes, I'll get to carry your gear off a road, not just on one. You must be ecstatic.
I'm quite pleased with you becoming comfortable with your position. It's interesting, but we'll make the best of it. Indeed, my man, we'll make the best of it. Do you need any special things for your bird?
Nothing you need to concern yourself over. He is mostly self-efficient.
Sometimes I feel I've inherited two children to watch after, if you know what I mean. But following Douglan's footsteps, I think we should hit the sack early, Corvus. I do feel a bit tired.
Yes, a day of sitting on your ass on a caravan must be tiring.
It's tiring putting up with your insolence, for sure. You can stay here and garner attention all you want, you big oaf. I'm going upstairs.
We are definitely not your normal D&D group.
So everybody heads off to bed. All right, it's a uneventful night.
If our room has a window, I would let Mithras in.
It does.
Just have to sleep
It
in the cold.
faces out into the street, the front street where you came in, and yeah, easily for the Raven to hop into the room. All right, and that takes us to morning. At first light, you're all up and downstairs, and Dawn is there, looking quite pleased that the three of you have actually shown up. Well, if we leave at once, we should get there just at dusk, but we will need to move quickly.
Lead on. Or perhaps stay close to the big guy here. He's,
That's
from what I
really
understand,
wise
he's
advice,
very good
I'm
in the
sure.
wilderness.
Douglan, I think you hit the nail on the head of why she asked us to come along. It wasn't for my bravado. It was for Corvus's stature, I believe, and your...
Portliness. Go ahead, say it. It's all right.
I was going to say knightliness, you bugger. Now, is Tavia happen to be around right now?
No, nobody else is up here
Harmit,
yet. There's no breakfast at the Twin Rose in the morning.
Then I shall jot back up to the room and leave 2 silver for our meals.
Okay.
Hopefully that is enough. I kind of leave them on the bed and jot back down to join the group and be like, well, shall we be off? I have a feeling we've got a lot of walking in the woods ahead of us.
Are we going to miss the caravan? Are we doing this
Yes.
little? No, there's a yeah. So
We are missing the caravan.
Yeah, the caravan was leaving for Whalespell at first light as well.
Yeah.
Maybe we should let them know we're not coming, do you think, gentlemen?
I think it would be best, so they are not waiting for us not to show up.
Good. Will you do that, Corvus? Thank you. Kind of walk off behind Dawn.
Corvus, you make your way back out to the main road. There's several caravans that are preparing themselves for travel. You find Hemsin, and he walks towards you as you're coming over. Where are your companions?
I've been sent to tell you that we will not be joining you for the rest of the journey.
Oh,
We now have another goal that will take us away from the town.
well, give my best to all of your friends there, and good luck with your whatever it is you're doing, and we'll be on our way.
Safe travels.
You as well.
I say goodbye to
With
the horses, which I made friends with.
Yeah, you
With
probably
that,
would be
you,
like, oh, like,
Oh, you were my favorite.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, you head off out the other side of the village. There is a gate on the far side of the village as well. And after maybe a mile or so down the road that goes out the backside, Dawn takes you off the main road and directly into the forest. Corvus, you recognize that she is picking up a game trail and heading into the forest. The day... Go ahead.
I'll send Mithras into the air to warn us of anything. Like, I probably have done it before, like warn us of enemies if you can.
If he sees anything.
Yeah.
The day is quite gloomy, windy. There's a light snow. It's as cold as it was the day before, which is quite a bit colder than the trip has been up to this point. Through the day, you keep a pretty brisk pace, stopping only briefly for a break and a bit of lunch towards lunchtime, and then off along the trail again. I assume everybody has rations with them.
But I also have the ability to
hunt.
what is it called? Wanderer. You have an excellent memory for map, geography, terrain, settlements, other features. In addition, you can find food, fresh water for yourself and up to 5 people each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth. I got that from my background, Outlander.
Okay, so I mean, the way I've always played that is when you're preparing to take a long rest in the wilderness.
Yeah.
You know, that's the sort of thing where
A survival check
Corvus
or
could
something.
go off. You could kind of go off for a half hour, 45 minutes, and come back with food and water for everybody.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Agreed.
So
Yeah, don't just make it appear.
I just found this pouch, and it happens to have food and water in it. That's what we rangers do.
Mm-hmm. We scatter pouches of food and water throughout the wilderness for each other.
Just in case you need one.
Pouches of food and water. We call
Well,
them.
that's how they make
caches.
themselves look good.
Exactly.
All right. You get to what you're guessing is probably a couple of hours to dusk now. You know, the sun is low on the horizon. The wind is picking up a little bit again, much as it did earlier. And Dawn says, "We're about an hour or two away. I don't know what we're going to find when we get there. Is everybody ready for this?"
Perhaps I should scout ahead. See
Ready
what I
as
can
will ever
find.
be, love.
Sorry, what was that?
As ready as will ever be, love. That was to her.
So you guys come off of you've been mostly traveling on game trails, a little bushwhacking. For the last hour, you've been on a fairly established trail. Corvus, there's definitely lots of small foot traffic on this road with great regularity, but nothing probably in the last, you would say, 3, 4, maybe even 5 days. There's been nobody walk this path that you're on now. You know, you can see by the way the snow and the leaves and everything are collected on the trail.
I look at the elf maiden and say, "When did you say you and your father came down this way?"
We didn't actually come this way, but this is the way I found how to get out of here. We came from Whalespell.
And when did you leave here?
Several days ago.
All right. No one has passed this way in 4 to 5 days.
With that new information, you can definitely see her footprints in the mix now that you know what you're looking at.
And going just in the one direction?
Just in the one direction. Yep, just like she said.
Well, Corvus, shall maybe you and myself take a bit of a lead here? Leave Dawn under Douglan's protection?
You would only slow me down if you wished me to scout.
Well, if you've got to make it about stature, sure, go ahead. Do your thing, my good man.
Okay, so I will use my sneakness and scout ahead.
All right. So you stay a ways ahead of the group, Corvus, and using your sort of watching the trail. The status of the trail hasn't changed much. Like I said, it's clearly that it's had lots of foot traffic at some point, but it hasn't been for some time, other than you do see Dawn's footprints coming back this way, mixed in with the mud and the snow and all the rest. As you, the trail kind of does a little bit of an S, and you can see ahead It breaks out of the forest into a bit of a clearing. The light is getting quite low now. You can still see, but between the crappy weather and the low light conditions, you figure, Corvus, you might only have an hour of sunlight left today. And you approach.
There's nothing in this clearing.
Nope. So you approach where the forest ends at the edge of the clearing. The clearing is maybe about a rough 50-foot half circle. You can see what appears to be there's a hillside that goes up on the other side of the clearing. In the clearing, you can see what looks like may have been the remnants of some kind of structure that sat here years ago, but there's nothing. There's very little left of the structure. Just some piles of stone and that. But right up against the hillside, you see what appears to be a cave entrance. There
Colin?
is nobody you can see within the clearing. The pathway, the footprints, go right up into that cave entrance.
Well, Corvus is kind of going off and doing his thing. Nightingale will draw his short sword, and he'll kind of, like as we're all walking, he'll kind of drift back alongside of Douglan and be like, "Douglan, I do apologize for bringing your family up. It was not my intent to hurt your feelings, my good man. Merely looking for a motivator."
I appreciate that. Let's just leave it be, eh?
To the task at hand.
Thank you.
And he'll kind of jog his way back up with Dawn.
And he's sincere about it. Like you could see sort of a level of tension, just sort of like our interactions have been a little bit terse, if you will. There's still, a long way to go for trust, if you will, but he sees the first sign that you're not just about, breaking his balls, for lack of a better term. So he genuinely appreciates it.
Corvus, your raven kind of circles into view, lands in a tree, and it kind of does this weird little dance it does when it doesn't see anything anywhere around, so you can visually see that it doesn't see anything either.
I think I will just wait here and keep my eyes open on the entrance of the cave and wait for them to catch up.
All right. A few minutes later, upon your hand signals kind of waving the rest of them up, the four of you are sitting just at the tree line into this opening, and looking across this opening towards this cave entrance. The cave entrance is just black. There's no light coming up from it whatsoever.
Do I, seeing as goblins are one of my favorite enemies, do I know if they have dark vision?
Yeah, I think you would know that.
So, what's the plan?
They have 60 feet of dark vision.
Just so you are all aware, goblins can see in the dark.
Kind of
Unfortunately, I cannot.
looking a little nervous. You can see Nightingale's like, I have a confession to make. I speak Goblin, if that might be of help, but as long as it doesn't put me in danger.
I think it might be helpful.
Why? We do not talk to goblins. We kill them.
It was just a strange hobby as a rebellious child. I don't know why I picked it up. Anyways,
Corvus.
So Dawn sort of looking around. So that's where my father went. He went in there.
Nightingale will put his hand kind of on Dawn's arm and be like, "This is the strangest temple I've ever seen. But if that's where your father is, we'll get him. Or my name isn't Rupert Frost."
What are you on about, Nightingale?
I'm nervous. I'm sorry. I talk a lot when I'm nervous.
According to my father, many, many centuries ago, this was a temple to Elok. Most of the outside of the temple is gone, but apparently down there's more.
Can I ask you something, Dawn? Why are you searching where there's a temple to the goddess of evil? What do you hope to find down there?
Now, Douglan, the interpretation of Elok's teachings can be perceived as evil, but death necessarily isn't an evil thing. It's a natural part of the world. So some cultures may have viewed Elok as a different avenue than maybe your sort.
I have never heard of this god Elok. Who is he?
It's not important, gentlemen. The important thing is her father. Let's move forward. Please.
To
All right.
answer your question, Douglan, I'm a bit embarrassed, but my father and I are trying to gain admittance into the Wanderers. You may have heard of them before. They are an adventuring guild throughout all of the protected lands, and this is something my father has always wanted, and I've gone along with it, and we were supposed to come to this place, find this mask, and bring it back. It would become our admission into the Wanderers, but my father is so fixated on this. I just want him back.
So are you telling me that this group of wanderers put you up to this? Or is it something that you think will get you in?
They never put us up to anything. This is something we agreed to do, an adventure that we could talk about so that we could become members.
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, we can't blame them for trying to make something of themselves. Clearly, we all have tried that once or twice or many times in our lives. Dawn, I would suggest you... is she armed at all, Colin?
Oh yeah, she's got a sword and a bow and arrows. Her backpack, she's fully equipped, and you've been able to tell through the day.
She knows how to carry herself.
She knows how to carry herself. Other than frustrated with the situation, she is not out of her element at all.
Would I know it would be better to approach during the day or night, like kind of like when goblins tend to be less active? Are they nocturnal?
They're a little bit of both. Goblins tend to look for whatever their best opportunity would be, right? So, I mean, if darkness is their best opportunity, they'll work in the dark. If daytime is their best opportunity, they'll work in the day. You know, if they're trying to set up an ambush on a hill and sunrise blinds people coming at them, they'll work at sunrise. If sunset is, they're opportunists.
Nightingale will kind of unhook his big shoulder bag and kind of poke it to the side of the trail. No need to be carrying this around with me. And armed with his short sword, he'll kind of poke Corvus and be like, let's me and you go have a look-see.
All right. I will sneak up.
And I'll sneak up with him.
A bow in hand, arrow knocked but not drawn.
All right, just as you prepare to move, the two of you are just sort of getting up out of your crouches. You see a light start to make its way. It appears like it's coming up. At first, you just see a glow on the roof, and then, at the top, it's a goblin, and he kind of looks around, and he lays the torch down. He wanders out a little bit towards a pile of rocks off to the left and takes a pee.
How far away is he?
About 50 feet away. Actually, about 30 feet away.
I look at I draw and like aim, but I look at Nightingale first, like questioningly.
Not yet. We don't know if this might jeopardize the situation. You'll get your chance, don't worry. Just wait.
The goblin finishes up and walks back over, picks up this torch that he was carrying, and heads off back down the stairs.
As he turns and like we kind of see the light moving down, I'm gonna push Corvus along and gonna make a break for the front entrance.
Okay, give us a couple of stealth checks, please. Very stealthy. And join us there.
I did. I guess it didn't show up. It, strangely enough, rolled 2 for Corvus.
No, Corvus had a
Very
survival
nice.
check earlier.
Oh, that's right.
All right, you make your way over very quietly, one on either side of the cave entrance, and peer around the corner. The stairs goes down quite some distance, and you're guessing it probably goes a good 40-50 feet down. Quite a steep staircase. You can see, although it looks like a natural cave entrance where you are, that's just time has sort of made it look like that. As soon as you get inside that cave, it's all man-made walls, ceilings, stairs going down inside. And you see the fellow with the torch just disappear into a room and out of sight.
What do you think, Corvus? Besides being angry, I didn't let you kill the goblin. Do you think we should proceed?
Well, the only way to rescue them is to go in.
Simple logic, I like it. Nightingale will turn and kind of wave the others forward. But he'll do like this. Foolishly trying to convince them to walk in his footsteps.
How big are the tunnels or the corridors? Like when we get in there, is it large or is it tight for me?
It's quite large. This staircase going down, ceilings are probably 10 feet high, and the staircase itself is probably 20 feet wide.
I'll call Mithras to land on my shoulder and make my way in quietly.
All right, let's get another stealth check there, Corvus.
Nightingale will wait till the rest of the group shows up and kind of let Corvus go in before him. Corvus.
All right. Corvus, I don't believe you have dark vision.
No, do not.
What are you using as a source of light?
Well, I was trying to stay within source of the. How far is that torch? Like, could I stay within the torch range of the goblin?
No, he's gone. He's down
gone?
the stairs. He was down the stairs and gone very quickly. Almost at a running pace.
I do have torches, so I guess I could light a torch and have my spear in the other hand.
All right.
Corvus, I can see in the dark. Should I maybe go ahead and check? Before you broadcast your entrance?
Well, I think you will be the only one and the mistress. Would I know that elves have dark vision? That's probably pretty common knowledge.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that'd be very common knowledge.
So unless you want me and Douglan stumbling around in dark, we're eventually going to need torch.
Okay, I'm convinced. You go ahead. Douglan, go with him. I'll protect Dawn back here.
Should we set up a marching order?
Yeah, we're probably at the point where we should figure that out, eh?
I sense an initiative roll coming up.
All right, so everybody's on the party sheet here. Everybody. All right. So what would be our order? Let's start off. What would be our watch order?
I would take whatever watch I was told to take.
Remembering that Nightingale only needs 4 hours of meditation.
Yeah, and
So
I'm a dad. I maybe need 5 or 6. Let's be honest.
Well, let's start Corvus, since you don't have dark vision. You'll be first watch. Then you can sleep, and Nightingale will take the rest. Douglan, you can
Take last.
back me up in the morning when you wake up. So
Okay,
Corvus,
so-
Nightingale, Douglan. Because as morning light comes up, Douglan can take watch and you'll do better. But at the heart of the night, it'll be Nightingale, since I have dark vision.
All right, and then marching order.
For right now, I think it's going to be Corvus, Douglan, Nightingale, Dawn.
Yeah, 20-foot wide corridor. We could
Corvus?
do. Yeah, we could do me or Corvus and Douglan with
Nightingale and
Nightingale and
Dawn.
the elf lady. Yeah, Dawn.
Okay. And we will assume
that's
Ithra's with. Okay. That should work for now.
Do you have a torch, Douglan?
I do.
Do you want me to carry it for you?
I don't need it right now. Are we going in? Are we lighting it up? Are we lighting this candle?
I believe we are entering the belly of the beast, Douglan. And I'd prefer you having both hands on your weapon, and being I've got a free one, I'd volunteer to carry that.
Nightingale, I
Torch.
appreciate the thought, but I've fought with a torch. I know how to drop it when I need to cut something open, eh?
Indeed.
But the question remains, are we
Torching it? Yes.
lighting this torch?
Let's do it.
Do we see any source of light anywhere?
Since the goblin has left and sort of the glow of its torch faded away, you have seen no other light at the bottom of the stairs. It is now pitch dark.
You know, gents, I think they need a torch as well. Maybe we're okay having a torch until we see a
I see
light.
no other option unless you want me and you to stumble around in the dark.
Now,
So-
now I will remind everybody that Corvus did tell you that goblins have dark vision.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's safer not
Why
to.
would the damn creature be carrying a torch if it's got dark vision?
That's
But
a
I still see
mystery.
better in light than I do in dark.
I don't think they're renowned for their intelligence. Yes, Douglan, I'm not afraid of goblins. We've got Corvus and yourself, and Dawn looks like she's a skilled man. I think, given the unexpectedness of our entrance, we might gain a bit of a jump on them. But I will definitely look to your experience, being the only one here that's ever raised a sword against a creature that had a pulse.
I imagine Corvus has a few times.
Yeah. Well, I say lead on. I think it's time. Let's lead on. Let's not be stupid, but let's lead on. Light the torch. We got to be able to see it to hit it.
Just before everybody's about to leave, Nightingale's going to be like, just 1 second. And he'll run back and grab his bag and run back to the group.
All right.
Sorry, I've got attachment issues.
I am going to share a map with you now. So at the bottom of the stairs, I don't know if you guys, who's going down first?
Corvus.
Yeah, I'm probably the quietest, so
Corvus, as soon as you get in there, at the bottom of the stairs, you see there is a what is going on here? At the bottom of the stairs, you can see there's a goblin passed out on the ground. It's literally lying with its head on the very bottom stairs. You can hear, even from here, as you enter in out of the wind, you can hear it snoring.
okay, I gesture like shh behind me, and then I want to try to sneak up to him and stab him in his sleep.
Favorite enemy, I take it?
Yeah, goblins and orcs. I figured they would be a good rival for a tribe in a mountainous region.
Corvus, a moment, eh? Our fancy friend here can speak Goblin. Perhaps we can garner some information from this wee little one here. I know you wish to kill it, but wouldn't it be nice to know how many we're facing?
I could give it a try, Corvus. You never know. Maybe a bit of apprehension before the stabbing.
Doesn't matter how many there are. We just kill them all.
All right, Corvus, so you see at the bottom there, like I said, it's literally just lying on its back, snoring away. It's sloped quite steeply because you're going down a long ways over a short period of time. You still can't see into the room from where you are there, Corvus. You can just see at the bottom of the stairs this goblin.
I want to do as I said, unless I'm getting compelled not to. What the plan is to kill him.
Okay, are you going down to him? Are you shooting from here?
I want to sneak down and stab him with my spear in his sleep.
Okay, let's get a stealth check out of you.
Do we need to do an initiative roll?
Not yet. He is out to lunch.
Didn't recognize the roll for some reason.
Yeah, I had that too.
Nice.
Ooh.
You float.
You're definitely quite stealthy.
Yeah, he's in his zone right now. It's his favorite enemy.
Mhm.
So you can bring yourself down the stairs there. And you are right beside the sleeping goblin. You will get advantage on your attack. He's prone.
Okay, so click advantage.
You're attacking him with your sword?
Spear, I don't have a sword.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled damage first. That was dumb.
You're going to shift lob him?
I gotta target him too first.
That's okay. We're all remembering how this Fantasy
Yep.
Grounds thing works.
Yeah.
This is only our second session back.
I still have.
You clank your spear between his arm and his chest, and it just hits the ground.
No,
He doesn't even.
Yeah.
He doesn't
sorry, go
even
ahead.
flinch.
Yeah. Just a reminder that there's someone here that can stop me.
I'm enjoying what I'm watching.
All right. Gonna try and attack him again.
Yep. Did you give yourself advantage?
Yeah. I don't know why it's not recognizing it sometimes, even though I'm dropping it right on the map. What just
Well.
happened?
What was all that?
You rolled a 20 somewhere down the line. And then an 8.
Strange.
Yeah, so I guess there we go.
All right. You basically put the spear through its heart, killing it instantly. There is now just a dead goblin on the floor in front of you. So from where you are, Corvus, you can now sort of get a look around this room. The room's about 25 feet wide. There are two very large black statues sitting there. The statues are these robed figures. You cannot see. They're just wearing big robes. It's pulled forward so you can't see their faces. And they're made out of some sort of dark stone.
Douglan, do you want to go see if it's all clear down there now that the brave warriors killed the drunken sleeping goblin?
Yes, while you cowered at the entrance.
Hey, Douglan, you are at the top of the stairs. You can just see, at the angle, you can just see the dead goblin, sort of a pool of blood appearing underneath it, and Corvus is standing at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
Spitting on the corpse.
All right.
Loves
So
the goblins.
I'll move down, if I may. And I'm sorry, what did we see?
2 statues.
There are two, they're about 6 feet tall statues of figures wearing big robes. It's all black in color, like a very shiny black. And they just sort of have their hands clasped and their heads down. No faces. There is, you do see, Douglan, both of you, there's an inscription on the front of both of the statues written in common. It's a bit hard to see. You'd have to move a bit closer. It's not really big writing.
I'll go up to that one and read that one.
At this
Alright.
point, Nightingale's going to usher Dawn down the stairs so that he's the last one.
All right, both of you sort of drop into one knee. You can see it's sort of on the pedestal, and the inscription on both of the statues says, "Love is a lie, only hate endures."
Doesn't seem very open to interpretation to me. Fairly straightforward. I'm
they
saying
both
that
say
to
the same
Nightingale.
thing? Do they both say the same thing?
They both say the exact same thing.
I'm gonna search this goblin, see what he's got on him, while they're reading inscriptions and touting words of wisdom.
He's dressed in sort of ragtag armor, of sort of a patchwork of hide sections and a couple of bashed tin sections. He has a very crude sword, very typical of what you would find on goblins, poorly made, poorly maintained. He does have a little pouch on his side. Sort of looks like it might hold some coins.
I'll take a peek inside.
All right, you pull the pouch off of his belt, take a peek inside, and there are 15 silver pieces inside.
I will leave them in the pouch and just kind of, poke it in my pocket. Nothing on him that seems out of place. You know what I mean? Like as if he had pilfered something off of possibly her father.
No, as you're sort of looking him over, he reeks of ale.
Well, lads, we might be in luck. They may have been celebrating something this evening.
Nightingale will drag that goblin body to there. Kind of try to poke him in behind the statue.
All right. It leaves a rather nasty red mark along the floor, but he's there.
Gentlemen, shall we continue?
Is there any source of light yet?
Just yours.
Nothing. Nothing at all. It is pitch black other than the light that you guys are casting yourselves.
All right. Onward.
I will move to the entrance of the hallway.
Nightingale will sheath his short sword and pull out his short bow so that I can give you guys some cover as you move ahead of us. Dawn, I believe, is armed with a bow, or she got a...
She has her bow drawn with an arrow ready to let fly should the need arise.
Okay.
You see a hallway goes down 30 feet or so. Off to the right, there is a hallway that goes off to the east. A little further down, there is a hallway that goes off to the left. And then this hallway in front of you, it looks like it enters some sort of junction at the end. You can see the wall ahead of you.
Take your time, gentlemen.
Douglan's gonna go right here.
Are you moving at a regular sort of clip? Are you trying to be stealthy? How are you moving, Douglan?
Yeah, I'm not gonna just go willy-nilly,
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna whistle while I walk.
yeah, my stealth is pretty poor. I would be more than happy to Do a stealth check if you'd like.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're trying to be
Well,
quiet.
well, Douglan is trying to figure out how to, be stealthy. Nightingale will come up and be like,
The trick to being stealthy is being light upon your feet. Don't drag them like you're wearing full plate.
and he'll give them some guidance.
Mm.
Right.
All right. You
Let's
gonna lay that on
so
me?
you
I
let me know
will-
when you've given them guidance, and you guys can roll your stealth checks.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Here comes some guidance.
I'm quickly throwing it into my action. How do I do that?
That's okay. I was frantically clicking. I couldn't get anything to move on my end, and then I realized I wasn't in play mode on the map, so I couldn't do anything from when I removed some walls.
There you go.
And, we'll all get used to how this works
Yeah,
again
yeah.
one day.
We got her.
Thank you. Oh, good Lord. My God.
Wow, guys.
To himself,
By the
Nightingale's
way-
like,
Clearly,
We trip over
God
each other.
thinks you're a bag of shit.
Like, we're like
the two of
fighting
you
to see who goes
literally-
first. And
you
yeah.
bump into each other and clank off the walls, and
Douglan
You're
does
both
like a
s-
dad sigh when he sits down.
oh.
Oh, yeah.
Nightingale looks over to Dawn.
Some people just have no elegance to themselves, do they?
so as the two of you stand there, having clunked off each other and then the wall, there doesn't seem to have drawn any attention. It is still very eerie, quiet. Corvus, you see maybe 20 feet or so to the east, there is a doorway.
There's a
And
door.
Douglan, you can sort of see down that hallway a little bit, see the same doorway that Corvus is staring at.
Shall we continue forward, or shall we check out this door?
Let's go down with the door. See what's in there.
I love this because I can't see where you guys are going right now on the map. I don't have what view you have.
So I'll get to the door and I'll quietly test it to see if it's locked.
It does not seem, on your side, it doesn't seem to have a locking mechanism of any sort. It has a latch, but the latch doesn't appear to have any sort of locking mechanism on it.
I will try to quietly open it.
Once the Colin, they disappear down the hallway and we can see the torchlight kind of disappearing. Nightingale's going to move so that he can keep an eye on them. So I guess there. And he'll
Okay.
kind of tell Dawn to
Keep eyes down the hallway. I'll watch them.
and he'll sit there with his short bow ready.
Okay. She takes a position up behind you there. She's watching the stairway.
Perfect.
All right. Corvus, you slowly lift the latch and open the doorway. The door opens surprisingly easily for, what you're coming to think is a fairly old temple. You open the door just a peek enough. Let's get another stealth check out of you, see how quietly you can open the door.
much more better.
Much more better. All right, you get the door open maybe 3 or 4 inches, and inside of the room you can see that there are some sleeping goblins. You can see one of them. You hear others around the other side of the door. So the door is sort of opening towards the south. So it's sort of hinging out that way.
Yeah, I just want to try to...
And you see a goblin in a bed, asleep.
I'm going to try to sneak in and just go in just inside the door so I can see the rest of the room.
All right. You get inside and you can see that there are, to the south, 2 other goblins that are also sound asleep. The room reeks of alcohol, a very sour ale smell, and all 3 of these goblins are snoring away.
I'll look back to Douglan and I'll hold up 3 fingers like this.
I acknowledge.
Then I'll sneak in.
All right, Douglan, as you arrive at the open door, you can see the room. The room has 6 beds, 3 against the north wall, 3 against the south wall. 3 of the 6 beds, all very crudely made, have goblins sleeping in them. They don't look... The beds look like something that the goblins have cobbled together, not something that would have been natural to the room. And to the far east of the room, gentlemen, is another door.
Can Nightingale see me? I'm going to do the
Yes.
same thing that Corvus did.
All right.
When it's my turn, I'm going to kill this goblin with my spear again.
All right, you can give us an attack there.
Oh,
20! 2 6s!
ouch.
I'm screwed when they're awake.
Dear God, can you keep it down, you giant oaf?
All right, the sound of this one dying awakes the other 2. And we have ourselves a combat, finally. How would everybody like to take a quick break before we get into this combat? We're good?
I would like that a lot.
Wookie.
A lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm liking the cut to the chase Corvus. You don't mess around.
Not when it's his favorite foe. No.
You know, I don't want to be the overbearing parent as I finger the ring.
Well, but it also gives the opportunity to use it too, right?
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
wouldn't blame your character for doing it as a player.
But
Corvus.
being
Corvus
that
will be like, "What the-"
I've only been a slave master for but a week. Give me a break, people. Very quiet.
Yeah, the wind was howling before. But now we should have
That's
battle
just because
music.
I haven't spoken in a while.
Ah, Yeah, there's no battle music either.
Yet.
Well,
Yet.
yet.
Should I pull my shram out and play some music for you guys?
I'll try and help
No.
you with that.
Inspire us.
Yeah, it's inspire us.
I'm only a bard in training. Give me a break.
Bravely ran away. Bravely ran away. When danger reared its ugly head, he bravely tucked his tail and fled.
I did not.
I never.
Well, if you hadn't rolled a
All
critical,
right.
you may have quietly, but when you drove the spear tip
And two
into the
sickness.
floor,
Yeah.
you basically create. They all wake up and look over, and you've got a goblin kebab on the end of your
I was
spear.
going to say goblin head stuck to the end of my spear. I imagine that would be a pretty frightening fright to wake up seeing Goliath with
Oh my God.
one of your friends.
Yeah, not only is it a rude awakening because it's a room full of light to them,
Yeah.
there's a guy whose head is rubbing off the ceiling.
Initiative.
Look at our rolls. We are beasts. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Douglan, congratulations on the double-digit initiative.
That's my first
Double-digit roll.
double-digit roll.
Yeah.
I had advantage. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
I know. I could not believe that. That's why, secretly Nightingale's like,
My god thinks you're a bag of crap. Obviously.
All right. Dawn is going to move to the edge of the entranceway, hearing the goblin noises from down in the hallway, and she is actually carrying a light crossbow, which she arms, prepared to shoot if a target should appear. Which takes us to Nightingale, your first battle round of the new campaign, Nightingale. Although Corvus has 2 kills, he's not bragging.
I'm too busy bathing in the blood of my enemies.
Nightingale shall move to just behind Douglan, and as he passes Dawn, he'll be,
Keep an eye on things while we're dealing with this mess.
and he'll kind of go off with his short bow, ready to move forward when Douglan clears the doorway.
All right.
So that is my ready to action, is when Douglan clears the doorway, I will step into the doorway and fire at the first living target I see.
Douglan,
All right.
your first combat round of the new campaign. What do you got for
Douglan
us?
is
Do you want to put Mithras on the map?
It is on the map.
Is he?
Oh, it's not on the map. No, sorry. Is
Don't-
Mithras down there with you guys?
Yeah, he was on my shoulder right up until combat starts. Now he's flying.
Okay,
Next
I'm
to-
going to just leave it as on your shoulder for the moment.
Okay.
He is in the combat tracker, so you will get, if he flies off of you to something, then we'll throw him in there. Okay, Douglan.
all right.
You see the 2 goblins jumping out of their beds, grabbing at their weapons, at their swords, screaming in goblin.
So Douglan, he walks in. He's going to stay a little bit further distance, and then he kind of lengthens the grip on his halberd and just swings it overhand, brings it down, hopefully onto this guy right here,
Goblin
Goblin number 9. Number 9.
Number 9. Number 9.
Number 9. Number 9.
Not as excellent.
And then as he does it, though, you guys see like he chokes and then it recoils almost like it spins on the back of his hand, and the butt end just nails or hopefully nails him. Come on, baby. There we go. So the butt end comes back around, but it sort of pivots on his hand. It's you'd like to think it's quite impressive. And he basically bludgeons his forehead and caves it in. And then he is going to move right here. And that's his turn.
All right. Goblin 2.
Would I be able to take my ready to action now that
You sure
Douglan-
can. Absolutely. That Douglan has cleared the entranceway. Thank
I'll
you.
take my last 5 feet of movement, and then if there is a living goblin I could shoot my short bow at, am I able to?
Yep. Goblin 2 is just basically jumping up out of bed, clamoring for its sword.
I will shoot my bow at that creature.
That's a solid hit. All right. The arrow pierces right through its shoulder, out the other side. It's looking pretty badly wounded.
Okay, that's my ready to action.
All right. Goblin 2 drops its weapon, and it puts its one arm. It still has working up, and it's like, "Don't kill me! Don't kill me!"
In common?
In Goblin, which I believe 2 people here can one person here can understand.
Yeah, Nightingale
I
understands.
chose orc. Yeah.
Nightingale will be like,
It's given up. It's given up. We can question it. Don't kill it, you two.
I stalk towards it with my spear raised.
Corvus, don't kill it.
You'll have to wait for your turn there.
Yeah, just when it's my turn.
All right. Mithras.
He's not going to do anything this turn. He's just going to stay on my shoulder for now.
All right, Corvus. You are
So-
moving to here.
Yeah, and again, unless somebody stops me, I'm stabbing him with my spear.
I'm just going to move you into the square.
Oh,
here.
sorry, yeah, forgot to do
Yep,
that.
no worries.
okay, I'll stop him.
You're going to use the freeze on
Yes.
the ring.
I will freeze him.
All right.
But I'll
Corvus,
wait.
as you prepare to lay a death blow into this goblin, you are suddenly frozen. An unfortunate feeling that you have felt before. Which takes us to Dawn is going to step into the hallway here, just watching around the corners to make sure nothing is coming up on you guys. Nightingale.
Nightingale shall enter the room and cross over to this goblin. And in goblin, he will say,
So my goblin's a little weak.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. How rude of me not to put the translator up. I'll say, your life depends on you answering my questions as truthfully as your kind can. We are looking for an elf who may have worked his way into your keeping.
The big masters, they have an elf.
Good, I have a feeling I should question this guy all night and wear the DM's voice out. Where are the big masters?
They are far inside. The temple far inside.
How many of your kind are in here?
Many.
Many. What's behind the door?
And he'll point to the door across the way.
The one to the east? Yeah. No go in there. Terrible things.
So Nightingale will look to Corvus and be like, and then he'll be,
Douglan, according to this goblin, the father is held by bigger creatures than these goblins, and there are many goblins in this place, according to this creature. And he says that we shouldn't go through that door because there are bad things on the other side.
So bad that they could fall asleep here in the room next door? They can't be that bad. Or maybe they're in cahoots.
Maybe. I'll question him some further.
using my persuasion abilities, I will ask the goblin what exactly he means by bad things beyond the door. If they're so bad, how can you sleep next to them? To quote Douglan.
Hey, they can't get out of there. We've blocked the door.
Douglan, the foul green thing says they can't get out. They've blocked the door.
So, if I'm to understand this correctly, a simple lock is keeping out big old bodies that reside on the other side of that door. Do they know where the father is? Maybe we can circumvent all this shenanigans.
He said the father is deeper within the temple, guarded by big things.
Which direction? Through the door or back through the hallway?
Nightingale will, again, kind of make eye contact with Corvus and be like, and look to the goblin and be like,
how do we get to these big things with the elf?
You just follow the tunnels.
Douglan, he says just to follow the tunnels.
We haven't seen tunnels. What's he talking about?
We're in tunnels, Douglan.
With doors? It seems like a nice symmetrical room if you look at the map.
But Douglan, he's a goblin, for crying out loud. They've got the intelligence of my left testicle.
I'll agree with you there. Although don't sell your testicle short.
And same general appearance.
You're frozen, you big oaf.
I
He forcibly mumbled that.
Must speak insult.
Nightingale will look at the goblin and be like, in goblin, he'll be,
Eloch appreciates your service and wishes your company.
and I'll release Corvus.
And then stab.
And then stab. I'm going to say, Corvus, that your hit is automatic.
Perfect, yeah.
Just roll me some damage on this goblin.
Woo!
It is just hanging on the end of your spear.
And then I just look at Nightingale and just kind of glare for a second and then walk past him.
I'm not so sure. Could you hear us talking, Corvus, when you're statuesque, to put it politely?
Yes, I am aware of what's going on around me when you
Good.
freeze me.
Then you must understand that we've gained important intel. I didn't do it because I enjoyed it. I did it because it was important.
Perhaps.
So, Douglan, do you want to check this door?
And as he's kind of waiting for Douglan to answer, he'll go back to the doorway and give the "we're okay" sign to Dawn, so she's not expecting, because she probably just heard another death scream.
Nightingale.
That one didn't.
perhaps
That
we
one
can
didn't
pick
even
up-
get to scream. All of a sudden, the giant just woke up and put a spear through his heart.
What's that, Douglan?
Nightingale. Perhaps to have a little bit more coin, help us on our journey. Why don't I check the door and you check that purse? I saw you pocket the last one.
Well, there's no need to insinuate anything. I'm merely putting it aside for later.
There's no judgment on my part. You paid for the rooms after all.
Okay, I'll give the bodies a quick check to see if there's anything of interest or out of the ordinary on these sleeping goblins.
Can I have a perception check from you, please?
Can I give myself guidance? Is that a thing? I think I can, can't I? Yeah, I can. One willing creature. I'll give myself guidance for this.
It's not my strong point, I'm sorry to say.
Douglan, you were searching as well?
Oh, I thought you said you people. My
Just
bad.
anyone searching the room.
I went to the door.
I'd help with that.
Why did it not roll the extra D4?
But
Oh,
I will gladly take a 19 if I search the door.
yeah.
I'll describe the door for you in just a second. With your 19.
And my score is a 14 for perception. For some reason, I'm doing the guidance wrong. I'm not sure how to.
Were you targeted yourself? Oh, no, it's on you.
Yeah,
To cast.
It's on there.
but I rolled it and it didn't add the D4 onto the roll.
It added it to
Well,
Oh, no.
you
+4.
did a D4 roll.
Yeah, I did that after.
Oh, okay.
I manually did that.
Okay, so we got a 14 out of you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you search the goblins. Collectively, between the three of them, you find 65 silver pieces shared amongst the pouches they are wearing. Under one of these crude beds that they've cobbled together between the straw and the wood and the that they've kind of pulled together, you find a soft felt bag. Within the bag, you see 4 fairly sizable rubies. You're fairly sure they'll fetch a decent price. There is a note inside the bag, and all it says is Langdale.
Langdale. Are you going to throw that into the party sheet, or?
I will indeed.
If you can disperse the silver, because what basically Nightingale's doing is as he grabs a pouch, he'll basically toss it to Corvus and toss one to...
So we got a felt bag, a note, and 4 rubies. Who am I assigning these to?
The felt bag and rubies, Nightingale will hang on to, and then he'll just distribute the coin.
It'd be like, lads, we've got some gems. We're in luck.
Nightingale, why don't you take the lead? You seem to have an eye for this stuff.
Okay, everybody just acquired 20 silver pieces.
You want me to check this
Rules?
door?
Movie stars.
What?
I said swimming pools, movie stars.
Dear God, I
All
think
right.
Corvus may have banged his head.
So Douglan,
Douglan.
you want Nightingale to check the door?
No, I was just saying, like, rubies and treasure like that, you can kind of be the bank.
I'm not a Phantom.
So
The slang term
Douglan,
for a coin dealer.
you walk up to this door, and it strikes you strange right off the bat. You can see this door has been jammed shut with multiple iron stakes. So where the door would normally open, they have jammed stakes all around between the frame and that, so the door can't open. And there is something scrawled in it in chalk. Now, although Douglan does not speak Goblin, you have fought the vile creatures enough in your lifetime to recognize it is Goblin writing.
Okay. A couple of things I'd like to do. First, I would like to ask Nightingale, what does this chalk writing stand for?
Nightingale will run up and have a quick look at it, past Douglan.
Okay, I'm gonna
Staying
move you up
behind
to
Douglan, of course.
Here. All right, you look past Douglan. In Goblin, it is the word danger.
Okay. Then the other thing.
I'm sorry, Douglan. I didn't tell you quite yet what that meant.
Oh, I heard it in the wind.
It says, "Piss off! Do not open this door." I'm not
interesting.
getting a good feeling, Douglan. It says danger on the door.
Danger. Well, some people have said that danger is my middle name. Maybe this is my room. And that's Douglan's really bad dad humor, right? Like that was just a dad joke.
Behind Nightingale's mask, you see his eyes go really big, like, oh dear God.
But the other thing is that he's going to kind of reach to his chest, and his amulet is going to get hot, and he's not quite sure why, but he just kind of grabs it and just says, "Old Father Gath, Old Father Gath," and just kind of closes his eyes for a second. And he'd like to cast Divine Sense, but he doesn't know what he's doing. In other words, he's rubbing this because it's getting a little bit hot in his chest, and he is going to cast Divine Sense. Would you like me to read that?
Yes, please.
Okay. The presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music ring in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that it is not behind total cover. You know the types of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity, etc. With the same radius, you also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallow spell. I can use this feature number of times equal to +1 plus my charisma modifier. When you finish a long rest, you regain all expended uses. So I don't know what's behind there, but I'm seeing if
get a feeling.
or lack. Yeah.
So the what does it say about cover? Something about total cover?
Right. So basically, if they're in under total cover, I'm not going to. Well, let's read it again.
Well, they're behind a door, Egan.
Yeah. No, I know. This is strictly flavor. I knew it wasn't going to work, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I was
Or
just
the city.
getting. So because they would be behind a door, I guess the door is total cover.
It's total cover. Yeah. But I do have until the end of my next turn. So, but anyway, I doubt we'll be able to get through the door before then. You know the location of any celestial fiend or undead. a view that is not behind total cover.
Okay.
So it may just fade away, right? But it's again, I have no idea what's behind the door, but I'm
You just felt an
trying to
urge that
awaken.
you would, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to awaken some of the skills instead of just, oh, Douglan knows what the hell divine sense is. He doesn't have no clue what it is. But he just sort of has this weird like ringing in his ears and just like a little bit of heat on his chest. He just kind of shakes his head a little bit.
I lean down to Nightingale and say quietly, he gets a strange look on his face when he rubs his chest.
I've seen him do that gesture before. I'm not quite sure. But besides, Corvus, go check, make sure Dawn's okay, will you? I think we've come to the end of this trail. I find going through a door barred by iron spikes doesn't seem like a good idea.
I can see her. She's right over there. She seems fine.
Nightingale,
Yes.
did your little goblin friend tell us that the father's through these doors or elsewhere?
Deeper into the temple.
But not through these doors.
No, he said not to go through that door. It was death on the other side.
I'll agree. Perhaps we just let this evil lie and we continue on down the hall.
Some evil is best left where it is.
I'll not disagree.
So
And with that, Nightingale kind of
it is a threat to the area. We should kill it.
slip past Corvus and kind of head back out in a kind of like a awkward get out of the way of the giant gross covered spear.
Fine then.
Shall we move on, gentlemen?
And he'll step aside so that they can go down the tunnel ahead of him.
Corvus, take the lead again. You've been doing a great job. Douglan, I've never seen a man wield a weapon quite like that before. Clearly, you've got experience.
Some days I felt like this was my only friend.
Pardon me, ma'am.
He's quite happy to have you return out here. And she steps aside to there. You can't go there. She did.
Oh, sorry, I can't see her.
Go ahead, Douglan.
I'm waiting to, there you go.
Oh, I'm going in.
Okay.
Not staying in boxes, am I? Yet again.
What's going
Although
on?
that'll be hard to do in
In
this hallway.
places. You just got to pick a box sometimes, even if it's the one that's towards one wall or the other.
Oh, God, guys, I can't get out of this room. I'm trapped. It won't let me go anywhere.
There we go.
Shall we move north or should we check out the corridor to the west?
Check out the corridor, Corvus. We'd hate to get goblins in behind us. At least I would.
All right.
Good idea.
Corvus.
Would you like me to make another
moving
stealth?
regularly? Are you trying to move stealthily?
Stealthily. I was just saying, would you like me to do another stealth check?
Let's get a stealthily check.
Stealthily.
All right.
We are rolling like beasts tonight.
Seems to swing from one extreme to the other.
You walk up on a door to the south. And the hallway continues on down
I'm gonna
to
put my
another
ear.
doorway to the west.
I'm gonna put my ear to the door of the south there and see if I can hear anything on the other side.
All right, give us a perception check.
Nice.
Corvus, you smell what you can only describe as dog shit or something, and you hear a very low growl. On the other side of the doorway.
Can I make a intelligence check or like a nature check to know what type of, like, if they keep dogs or wolves or wargs?
Give us a nature check, Mr.
So
Outdoorsman.
I get advantage on intelligence checks to know about my enemy.
Yep.
So I'm going to hit advantage.
Nice.
You're not 100% sure, because your ability to hear through the door is a bit hampered, but it is wolves or wargs.
I'll go back down here so I can tell them. The door to the facing the south there, leading to the south. There's wolves or wargs in there. I can smell the shit and I could hear growls. Should we just leave it closed for now? Or do we deal with them?
Unless a wolf can open a door, I think it's best to leave them in there.
Well, there could be a keeper in there with them.
No. Well, do you talk to wolves?
No, I do not talk to wolves. Chances are, if they are trained by the goblins, they wouldn't listen to me, even if I could.
Well,
Does the door swing into the hallway or into the room?
Into the room.
So we
So
couldn't
far,
bar
the
the door.
doors have swung into the
Into
room.
the rooms, yeah. Makes most sense. So we couldn't just bar the door.
I'm a bit out of my element here, so Douglan, what do you suggest?
It's never good to leave an enemy at your back. If we want to proceed, we need to take care of what's in front of us. As Corvus said, they could have a keeper that could open that door in a minute, and then we've got something up our arse.
And we know who's always trailing the rear.
That would be you and Dawn. Nightingale.
We've got your back. Yes, that's correct.
All right.
I say we take care of this.
Corvus, what's at the other door?
I do not know. I have not checked yet. I'll quietly go to that door again. You want me to make another stealthy check?
Please.
Nightingale will kind of move up to the edge with his bow and just kind of be watching down the hallway, covering Corvus as best he can.
Dawn.
All right, you arrive
Move up.
at the other door.
I will make
Again,
another...
with your senses sort of attuned to it, as you walk by the door, you again hear very low sort of growls coming from that room.
Both doors?
No, the one he walked by.
The one
When
he
I
walked
walk
by
by.
before.
I gotta
As he walks
try-
by, he sort of hears the growling start again.
I'm going to listen at this door too.
All right. You hear nothing.
I just make a gesture like, cannot hear anything, but I don't want to say it across the hallway. So I go back to this door. I look at Douglan. You first or me?
You, big man.
Bashir will move in.
Quietly open the door again. I don't know if you want... sorry, I clicked open when I meant to move my character.
Busted.
You want me to make a stealth check to try and quietly open the door?
Yes, please.
Well, if I can ready an action that if anything jumps out of the door, it will meet my arrow. If I can see past the big oaf.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe quiet all the time.
Not my fault. They didn't oil the hinges.
All right, as you open the door, Corvus, at the end of the hallway, you can see, so immediately this waft of canine smell and shit just kind of comes out of the room at you. On the far end, it's a narrow hallway, much like you went through to the other rooms compared to the main hallway you were in.
Mm-hmm.
And there appears to be what you sort of characterize as some sort of den that's been made out of smashed up furniture and other materials that are all kind of piled together. And you can see 4 glassy eyes staring out at you. It's wargs.
Were we keeping old initiatives or are we re-rolling?
We're going to re-roll for initiative.
Yay.
Nice.
All right, Corvus, you see these 2 wargs kind of standing shoulder to shoulder, staring out at you. And the one says something, to the best of your knowledge, to you. You think, Corvus, that sounded like Goblin it spoke.
Did Nightingale? Nightingale, did you hear that? Sounded like that Warg spoke goblin.
Pardon, can they do that?
Not that I am aware.
Are they attacking, Colin?
Nope, they're both just standing kind of shoulder to shoulder, looking down the hallway towards Corvus.
Do you want me to try to talk to them, Corvus?
I am not the one in charge here.
I was throwing that in my face, aren't you?
I will kind of scoot by and around the corner in Goblin. I will say,
What should I say, Corvus? I haven't talked to wargs before.
Neither have I. Maybe ask them if they speak goblin.
okay, I'll ask them if they speak Goblin.
Do you speak your master's tongue?
In Goblin.
We do.
Nightingale will look back and be like,
Fucking hell, they speak Goblin!
so I'll be like,
We're looking for a male elf. He owes us something.
in Goblin.
You should not be here. We say we shouldn't be here. Clearly.
Why don't you tell them that we're just looking for an elf and we'll be on our way?
I did. I said we were looking for an elf, and they said we should not be here.
We don't want to be here. Where's the goddamn elf?
Do we deal with them or do we leave an enemy at our back?
In Goblin, I'll be like, where is your masters?
They come to us.
In Common, I'll be like,
Close the door. There's no one in there but the Wargs. They can't get out.
Are they chained up?
Nope.
Unless a Warg... Well, they do speak Goblin, so... Crap, they could probably open a door. I don't know. I'm not a ranger.
I have pittons. We could always wedge the door shut.
It
Or
opens
squeeze
in.
into the room. So unless you plan on staying inside the room with the wargs, that plan won't work.
The door opens in, Douglan.
okay, Nightingale will close the door. How does this door latch?
It doesn't.
It just swings.
Yeah, just kind of closes and you can just push it open again.
I don't know what to do, guys. They said their masters come get them, so that I don't believe there's anything in there. But they didn't attack us right away either.
Can I make a nature check on wargs to know if, like, are they inherently evil or are they just like a beast like any other?
You may do a nature check. Yes, indeed.
Probably not good enough.
Yeah, you don't know much. You don't know much about wargs. You do know they're somewhat intelligent for being the beast they are.
Obviously, one of them speaking a language.
So clearly they could open the fucking door then.
They're obviously intelligent of some kind.
Nightingale, perhaps you can ask them why we can't be here. What's coming?
I think it would be obvious that we're not goblins.
I understand that, but these frickin' wargs are goblins and they're talking. Last I checked, wargs are not intelligent creatures. Something's amiss. Perhaps a little more dialogue and we'll get to the bottom of it.
Now, the
They
little
also
I know
didn't
of
attack.
wargs does say that they are more intelligent than an average beast.
Speaking and the like.
I'll admit I did not know that they could speak. I just knew that they were intelligent for beasts. I am of the opinion that if we leave them, they will attack us from behind. Although I'll admit they have not attacked us yet, and I am not keen to kill a beast for no reason.
Nightingale will look over his shoulder to see if Dawn is watching them.
He is watching the end of the hallway again.
Okay.
Sorry,
Well-
isn't it a she?
Yes, she is.
She.
Kind of
She's
in
watching the
a
end of
voice,
the hallway.
a voice low enough so that she can't hear her. Be like,
Well, we need to make a decision. Are we going to kill them or are we going to leave them?
Were there any more doors inside that room? Or just the room?
As far as
None
I
that I-
could see.
None that I could see.
They're big, Douglan.
They're big, yeah. I agree.
Goblins ride them as mounts.
Make a choice, or we're going to set up camp here.
I don't think now's a good time for a long rest, you oaf.
I was trying to make point.
Douglan, what do you think, Douglan?
As I've said before, leaving an enemy at our back is not the wisest. But they did not attack. So we either just bar the door in some fashion and move on, or we take them on, take them out.
You said you got spikes?
Yes.
All right. The warg closest to you snarls something and starts racing down the hallway towards Corvus. Which takes us to the top of the order, Corvus.
So I'm going to drop my torch, draw my bow and arrow, and shoot him if I'm able to do that in one turn.
Yeah, you can drop your torch. Well, you have a spear as well, right? Are you dropping your spear?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to shoot him before he gets to me. Then I can kneel down and pick up the spear after when he gets closer.
All right, you may do so.
Targeting. Oh no, it's not my bird's turn, so. Boot.
Nice.
Good.
All right, you
Barely scratch him.
You hit him with an arrow. Douglan, you hear this growling, snarling coming down the hallway.
So Douglan's going to hold his action, which will be a opportunity attack if this warg gets within 10 feet of me.
Okay.
Nightingale, perhaps you should back up a little bit.
It's not my turn.
All right. Is that
All
10
right.
feet?
This roar comes up and just launches itself into Corvus.
I get an opportunity attack with being the polearm master.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Not only is a polar master in private, he is in combat as well.
Nice.
How did you know that's what they told? That's what she calls it. Beautiful. It's not my full action, right? It's just an opportunity attack.
Yeah,
Although I did hold my...
You can't do the bonus action.
Yeah, no worries. All right, then.
All right. This creature attacks Corvus, tearing into him with its jaws, and it misses, getting only a mouthful of your armor. Second warg comes up behind the first and just sort of holds a position, snarling and snapping, and it seems to be communicating with the first warg, but whatever it's saying you can no longer understand. Dawn is going to hold her position, watching the hallway for anyone that approaches.
Mithras is going to fly off of my shoulder and distract Warg number 9, giving me advantage on my next attack. So he's going to use his help action.
Alrighty. Flopping its wings and drawing attention away.
Yep.
Nightingale.
This warg can't basically see me right now?
No, it can see you. It's basically
it can
right
see me?
there. Like the front third of its body is in the hallway.
Okay. Nightingale will, since he was holding a bow, which is useless at close range, drop that, grab his short sword, and stab him.
All right.
And I get to use sneak attack because my ally is fighting him.
Nice. The first use of sneak attack by our new rogue.
Now, I put that effect on my character, correct?
Yes. You
think
put it
that's-
on you.
The way it worked? Okay.
Yep. right. You stab into its neck, and it doesn't even seem to care. It is just focused on tearing Corvus to pieces.
So as he kind of stabs the blade in, pulls it back, he's like,
Bloody hell, guys! We've got ourselves in a mess!
Corvus.
Okay, so I toss my bow just slightly to the side here and then kneel down, grab my spear, and as I stand up, both hands drive it directly to the chest of the warg.
So, you only have one... No, actually, dropping a weapon is not an action. Okay, nope, you're good.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're good.
Oh, and I get advantage. Whoops.
ooh.
Missed! So dramatic, and I miss.
Kill this thing, Douglan!
Yeah, and that's it. That's all I got.
So Douglan is going to, instead of an overhand chop, he's going to use the tip of his halberd, and he's going to try to find the crease between both Corvus and Nightingale. And he's going to aim for the eye of the Warg. The eye of the Warg. Yes, he hits the eye of the Warg. All right. And then he retracts it, but all in one motion, stabbed back with the butt. It's a beauty to see. It really is impressive. How does he do it?
Is he going to say that every time he does it?
I believe so.
Just the first 2 times, but he misses because someone was talking while he was trying to.
That's all right. Blame me for your inadequacies.
Douglan, do you want me to freeze him now?
After the fight,
And then you'll see where his halberd goes. Think warm thoughts, boy. This is going to be mighty cold.
Oh my god, this thing is just like on its last legs. You need to speak, Colin. It's quiet.
Oh, sorry. It attacks and misses Corvus. Warg 6 continues to somehow... It seems like it's a language, but you don't understand what it's speaking. It's the way that it's phrased. It's not just barking or growling. It actually seems to be trying to communicate with the warg in front of it. Dawn is going to take the dodge action.
yes, my
Mithras.
favorite action.
Mithras is going to continue distracting
All right.
the warg.
Which takes us to Nightingale.
Again, being armed with his short sword, he'll try to find a weak spot and jab it in, piercing its heart. At least that's what he's aiming for.
That's the story he's telling himself. You hit.
Nice.
Your short sword just finds just the sweet spot in its neck and goes straight through, and blood just sprays out of its neck, and it falls on to the ground dead.
Oh, you know how hard it is to clean a jester's outfit? Crock.
Corvus, somehow Nightingale has just dropped this warg in front of you, and you can see the second one is preparing to basically jump right over top of it and attack you again.
Then I'm going to wait for it to do that because I want it to have to stumble around over the body of its companion and not myself. So I get a ready action. So as soon as it comes into range, I'm going to stab him with my spear.
Sounds good. Douglan.
Yeah, seeing the felled beast and one waiting to take its place, he agrees with Corvus, and he is going to ready an action of halberdness.
Ooh, the readied action of halberdness.
Yes, indeed.
I hope one day he finds a halberd of halberdness.
Ooh, lethal.
All right, this next warg jumps up over and on top of the body of the first warg and attempts to gnash into Corvus. So you guys want to take your readied actions?
Yep. I miss. I'm really good at hitting them when they're asleep.
I didn't want to say anything.
Oh, you connect.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nicely done.
Right.
You bury that halberd in this new
You can
warg.
take your. Or I guess you couldn't take your bonus action, could he?
Nope, because that was just a readied action.
Yeah, yeah. No worries.
It's a good one. 13 damage. That's
Done.
impressive.
But you guys see like a perfect stance, right? Like total
Oh,
military,
yeah.
knees bent, you know, he's got that full on.
All right.
Flexing his glutes.
Yeah, he's got, you know, muscle memory.
Flexing his glutes.
Glutes.
All right. This warg attempts to tear into Corvus. Oh, and it connects solidly.
Our first damage of the new campaign. Holy
What do
shit.
you mean, arse?
Holy shit.
I get
Holy
dropped like a
shite.
brick.
It tears into Corvus, who's knocked backwards, slams in the wall, and falls unconscious on the ground. Dawn continues to take the dodge action, making sure nothing comes up the hallway.
I'm glad she's here. She's so
Mithras.
helpful.
What's Mithras doing?
Yeah. Mithril is going to continue to distract it, but this time he'll do it for Douglan.
Have I been getting advantage this whole time?
No.
No, just
Oh.
this time, because
Okay.
he's using the... he can't use the help action on my guy, because my guy's unconscious. So
Okay.
he's using it on your guy, so you get the help action. So next attack, you get advantage.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
All right, Nightingale. This warg is basically tearing into Corvus in front of you.
I will. Oh my god, I'm sweating. Okay, I got it. I'll attempt to stab this warg again, trying to aim for its neck or some vulnerable spot on its body.
Nice.
Hit.
That's
Nice.
solid. Well done.
Oh, like a seeming muscle memory, you jab it in the neck just where you got the last one, and drop it a pile on top of the other warg.
You
Blood
see,
pooling at your feet.
Nightingale kind of looks over at Douglan. It's like, bloody hell, man!
For a fancy boy, you got some pop there, lad.
He'll let go of his short sword, leaving it buried in the warg's neck, and he'll jump over, kind of resting himself on top of the dead bodies that have built up in front of Corvus, and he'll be like, he'll kind of put his hands together, and he'll grab onto Corvus and be like, Eloch is not going to have you this evening, and he will spare the dying, which is a touch a living creature with 0 hit points, and the creature becomes stable. So you are not dying.
Excellent.
John,
Not dying is a good state to be in.
Yes.
And then he'll look over down the hall to Dawn and be like,
do you have any way to revive a man from the brink of death? Do you, woman?
Nightingale. I don't know why, but I think I can help. And again, his amulet starts to glow, starts to get a little bit hot on his chest, and he looks down at his hand, and there seems to be a little bit of a glow to it. And he just kind of goes over and touches the forehead of Corvus. He doesn't know what's going on, but he just knows it's the right thing to do. And he's going to lay on hands for 1 hit point. Get him conscious.
All right.
Again, he's not sure what. He's feeling compelled. He just like overwhelmed with the sense of this is what I have to do. Like the amulet on his chest became almost unbearable until he did this.
Corvus, you start to kind of come through, and Douglan is sitting there with his hand on your forehead, and you just feel this strange warm glow move through your body, and you kind of come awake, and you're a bit startled. Seconds ago there was a warg tearing you to pieces, and now you're conscious again.
Head hurt. Next time you're going first.
Glad you're in good spirits again.
Are you okay, big man?
I could not say that I've hadn't had better days.
Aye.
Nightingale will pull his short sword out, sheath it, and pick up his bow. Look over at Corvus.
Maybe we'll be more fortunate next time and they'll be sleeping.
A little smirk on his, or I guess you wouldn't see his smirk.
Douglan tries to not laugh, but he kind of chuckles.
Nightingale give.
But he gives his hand to Corvus to pick him up.
I get up and I retrieve my weapons, my torch. It might be a good idea if I rest for a short time.
Is we determined that this is an enclosed room because I can't see it. I'm still outside.
Nightingale's gonna suggest, Douglan, that you check the room. I'll
Right.
follow in behind you. And he'll sheath his bow and pull his short sword again and follow in behind Douglan.
Corvus, you stay out here for the moment. You look like a bag of warmed assholes.
Which still looks better than you.
Douglan, you take a look. The room, basically this entire space, which is maybe about 15 feet by 10 feet or so, 10 feet by 10 feet. It's just been made into a den, it looks like, for the wargs. There doesn't appear to be any other doorways in this room, just the sort of the cave almost of stuff that they've clearly dragged in here and positioned to make a bit of a den for themselves in this room.
Well, lads, if you don't mind the stench, it's probably not a bad place to take some rest. A big man over there could do with a little respite, eh?
Well, never thought I'd say this, but the room the goblins were sleeping in won't have dog shit in it. Might be better to sleep there.
I'm okay with that.
Nightingale will kind of look like he's pondering the choices and be like,
maybe let's check door number 3.
and he'll scamper over to this door and give a listen.
Don't go in, Nightingale.
You don't hear anything.
Now, Are these fairly well-fitted doors?
Very well fitted doors.
Very well fitted. Okay, so there's not a lot of our torchlight spilling in to these rooms. Okay.
Nope.
He's like, if a rest is what you need, friend, let's take it quick. And I agree with you in the goblin's sleeping chamber. At least 2 giant dead wargs in the hallway won't give us away.
And
Or or right where we are is a perfectly defensible position. Nothing can come at us from.
We can even wedge the door.
Yeah.
well, not. I don't want to be wedged into a dead end room.
It doesn't sit well with me to be trapped.
Well, we don't hear anything, right? There's no commotion anywhere that we hear.
Don's been keeping a watch too, so nothing so far.
Nope, nothing so far.
Are you talking, Corvus, to use the hallway as a place to rest?
Yeah, like right here.
Okay. Sure, we could stack the bodies up and kind of take cover behind them from Don's side, and then from the doorway we could just keep an eye on it.
For cover. Corvus just leans his back against the wall, uses his spear to slowly lower himself to his butt, and goes, "I am staying right here."
I suppose we can do that, lads, but everything about my training tells me to not have 2 fronts to deal with. Just come on in. I know it smells like shite, but 1 entrance is better than 2.
Can always move into that room if we require. I am not keen to sleep in shit.
Who's sleeping?
Although we're not sleeping, it's just an hour rest. Yeah.
Do as you will.
All right.
And he mumbles something about.
Dawn just basically holds a guard.
Nightingale's gonna go up with her just to.
Douglas, or Douglan, can you cover that other door?
Who the fuck are you talking about? My name's Douglan.
Sorry,
I had to stop myself from saying Douglas a couple of times.
it's all this adrenaline. I've just killed 2 giant wolf things, and I think I may have pissed a little in my pants.
No, I'm gonna stay with Corvus.
Okay. Nightingale will
I'm gonna be on this side of Corvus.
hang with Dawn.
I'll move you over there. All right. I will run a short rest. You may use
Your single hit dice.
Yeah.
single hit
Hey,
dice.
better than nothing.
How do you use it again?
Grab it and roll it.
You should have a little rolling area on there.
Woo!
Oh,
Nice.
nicely done. Nicely done.
Oh, I did that. It was for Mithras, though. I wasn't done.
Oh, like, why does it got a -1 on there?
Because it's a
So,
got very low
can he-
constitution. Yeah, I'll put the 9 on.
Yeah, because that was an epic roll. We can't let that slide by.
If you get your Constitution bonus, then that's +2, so I should be fully healed.
Yes, you would. So there you go. Big man's back to full strength.
Yeah. That was
Do this
rejuvenating.
All right, an hour has passed, and everything for Dawn and Nightingale has been quiet, strangely quiet. There just seems to be no traffic within the temple whatsoever. You don't hear anything beyond during the time that you've been sort of sitting. You've noticed in the ceiling there are about 6-inch round holes that go up through, and there's a bit of cold air coming down through those holes. You think there's actually ventilation holes throughout the hallways, and you're That's why you're hearing a bit of the wind from outside. It's creating a bit of a draft in here.
Nightingale will make sure he's not directly underneath one while he's waiting for Corvus to pull his innards back together.
Just stuffing him back in. He's good.
So, door number 1 or down the hallway, lads and lady?
Check the door out. We're here.
Well, you both checked it. You heard nothing. We either go through or we go the other way.
Go through, Douglas.
God damn it.
I think you found a button.
Nightingale will again sheath his short sword and get his bow ready to cover them, and take a few steps closer just so that he's at a better aim for them to go through the door.
All right, Douglan. Are you listening? Are you going in? What are you doing?
I'm going to open the door.
It's Douglan time.
It's Douglan time.
Oh, I would like to light another torch. That's why I can't see anything all of a sudden. Yeah, the torch is gone from my...
You dropped it, and I think when you dropped it, or I guess after the short rest, they all burnt out because none of you guys are lit up right now.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Shall we relight some torches?
How long does a torch last? Usually 8 hours? Does it not say?
What's it say on there?
Let's take a look right now. Help if I actually click on a torch and not the tinderbox.
1 hour.
So yeah, you would have to light new ones.
Yeah. So
Or
everyone
we
will
put
have to
ours
use a
out
new-
while we were resting.
That's true.
But I had 10, so I'll let anyone say I had 9.
All right, so new torches for Corvus.
Douglan, you firing one up?
Let's light the torch.
Douglan,
I'll change it to 9.
I'm going to say that Dawn has a torch as well.
She's Elven. She would not.
Well, there are people in this group that don't, so she's just helping. What
Oh.
she sees in the dark is not a huge help to everyone else.
That's true. How unthoughtful of me.
Listen, Nightingale, why don't you mind your P's and Q's, eh?
All right,
Sure, Douglas.
Douglan, you open the door. There's a very thick layer of dust that just is over everything in this room. You just see smashed crates and barrels and shelves. It looks very much like at one time this was a storeroom of some sort. It was ransacked a long time ago, just leaving a lot of smashed material behind.
Should I click open door? Because I don't see anything.
Yeah,
It
probably.
was open.
There we go.
I closed it.
Got it. Can I do a quick search? See if there's
Or
anything?
again, give me a perception.
Perception?
check, please. Yes, please.
I will assist him. Oh,
Wow.
I confirm there's nothing in here.
Douglan, as you sort of kick away some of the broken materials, pushing aside some old beat up barrels, on the floor you see what looks to be about an 18-inch diameter black stone disc. It's about an inch thick. It just sort of stands out to you as strange, sitting on the floor in sort of a light covering of dust.
I'm gonna call down. Well, first of all, I'm going to ask Corvus. Corvus, any idea what this disc is? Never seen the like.
it's stone and it's a black. It's a circle.
Very helpful. Thank you. Nightingale, would you mind coming down here?
I will come to the door.
Dawn, I'll be right back.
Seems to me that Dawn knows more about this temple than any of us. Maybe we should ask her.
I will have a gander, Colin. What do I see?
You see a black stone disc. It is about 18 inches in diameter and about an inch thick. It is clearly man-made based on how circular it is and how polished it is. If you want to give me some sort of check, I could.
Can I
tell you
do
a
an
little more.
investigation check?
Yes.
You know, you see if it's movable, flip it over, have a good look at it.
Dawn, would you like to come and look at this? Perhaps you know what it is.
All right. Nightingale, the disc appears to be made from obsidian. It's got a fair weight to it. You don't know what it is, but it's definitely has a purpose, but you don't know what it is. It was clearly made to do something.
Well, gentlemen, I don't think it's as random as a normal strange disc in a room. Sorry, that sentence came out all wrong. It seems important. Would one of you carry it with us in case we need it later?
I look
Corvus.
over Corvus.
Carry it, Corvus. We might need it later. It looks important.
All right, Corvus, I will give this obsidian disc to you. This obscene disc.
All right, I'll put it in my backpack.
Thank you.
Corvus, I think he might have had the right of it, though. Maybe we should show it to Dawn, see if she
Right.
knows something.
Oh, agreed.
She seems to know about this temple. So before I put it in my backpack, I hand it to her. What do you know of this?
Beckoning, she comes down. She takes a look at it and she says, "I'm sorry, I don't know what that is, but it looks potentially valuable."
All right, I slip it into my backpack.
Well,
It's not the
while
artifact.
she's checking it out, I'm gonna make sure I keep watch. Again, I'll have the short bow out this time.
What would you say it weighs, Colin? 5 pounds?
Yeah, about 5 pounds. I put it in your inventory. It should be there.
Yeah, it just didn't have a weight in it, so I just
Okay.
added
Yeah,
the weight.
about
to it.
5 pounds would be.
Just keeping track of how much the pack mule can carry.
Trying to get out of the way.
Well, I think inevitably we have to go down the big hole.
Nightingale's just kind of moving around the corner, keeping watch down the hallway so the others can get out and around him.
Go on, Douglan. Corvus, you go with him.
Where am I going?
Sorry. I don't know how I got a hold of you, but
I'm possessed.
I shouldn't have touched that disc. It's evil.
Too dramatic?
Seems to
Hey,
be
I
her
didn't
nature.
do it. I was going to say, wait a sec.
You touched the disc too.
I don't know why it does that, but it's exciting. All of a sudden, I'm moving people I didn't expect I was. All right. As the two of you approach the end of this hallway, it stretches a long ways to the east and then seems to go north. and then stretches a long ways to the west and appears to be a door just in the dim light at the end, just at the end of your available torchlight.
What do you think, Corvus? Right or left?
I don't know. Let's just go left.
I like it. That's a wise choice. I've always preferred left.
Left is not right.
Is this hallway enough for two of us abreast, or?
No.
That was a
No,
Douglan
you guys-
dad joke, if I've ever heard one.
It was.
It is 1 meter wide. So the hallway you were in was too wide, but you're moving now into narrow tunnels or hallways. Tunnels according to the goblins.
Do we see any tracks or anything?
There are tracks going all which ways up and down these hallways. Goblin footprints.
Are there any wall torches?
Nothing. The hallways are dark beyond your torchlight.
I'll listen at the door.
Nightingale will kind of keep an eye down the
All right,
opposite
as
hallway.
you, Douglan, as you get up to this doorway, there is 2 words scrawled in chalk on this door. You recognize the one. You were told it says danger. You do not recognize the second one written underneath it.
Nightingale,
Yes,
would you mind? There's something scribbled on the wall.
Dawn, keep watch down that other hallway.
She nods.
Nightingale will. I'll try to be stealthy, Colin, if I can.
Okay, give me a stealth check. Only every second step clangs.
I don't wear metal armor.
That's your bag.
Maybe the
Stuff
big
tingling
bag
on
of everything I own carrying around with me.
You forgot to take your left shoe is still your tap shoes.
Yeah. Oh, damn
Click,
it.
click, 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 click. Oh,
Okay.
these are terrible shoes for adventuring.
As soon as Nightingale can make out what's on the door, he'll relay it.
The top word says danger. The word below it says keep out.
Douglan, it says danger, keep out. In Goblin, clearly. Sorry. That was an obvious detail. I was just being descriptive.
So are we just going to follow all of these signs and never go anywhere?
Oh no, I think it means you should enter.
And then he will
I'll-
take a few
I'll look at-
steps back.
I'll look at the floor in front of the door and see, like, are there goblin tracks kind of going in and out of that room?
The
the dust?
goblin tracks are fewer here than you saw in the main hallway. None of them have gone into this room.
The tracks here aren't as frequent as the other hallway, and does not appear that any have gone inside the room.
Remember, Douglan, we're trying to find Dawn's father. And the goblins said that they were with the big creatures, which means that the goblins would know where the big creatures are. So it's probably where they go, not where they don't go.
Or he could be putting these signs up to not be bothered.
True. Who?
Well, Herda,
Hmm?
we don't know. Sooner or later, we got to figure this out. But I'm all for going down the other hall if this door we don't want to go in.
Just give me a second. I'll check the other door.
And I will try to sneak down the hallway to the other door.
Take off your tap shoe first.
I will take off my tap shoe. Damn taps.
Oh, there is no door down here, Nightingale. The hallway seems to turn and move off towards the north.
I will tell Dawn and the rest, be like, Dawn, tell the others the hallway turns. I'm going to have a look. And I will attempt to sneak down to the corner as stealthily as I can. Would you like another stealth check?
Yes, please.
Douglan mumbles to himself.
20! Makes up for
I took the tap shoe off.
it.
And I'll kind of crouch low and peek around the corner, holding the jester hat back, trying to be as sneaky as possible.
Holding the bell.
The bells actually don't have bells in them. They look like bells, but they don't actually ring.
All right. The hallway heads off to the north and goes quite some distance.
So I have dark vision of 60 feet.
Yep. So just at the edge of your vision, there appears to be a room. There's no door. Partways down the hallway turns off to the west again.
Off to the west. And using my investigation, and after having witnessed how Corvid was looking for footprints, do I see footprints here as well?
Lots of them.
Lots of them. Okay.
The volume of traffic seems equivalent to what you saw going up and down that main hallway.
Okay, I'll, wave the others forward and kind of point around the corner.
All right, I will quietly go to here.
All right.
And then quietly sneak past.
Yeah, I'll be like,
You go ahead, Corvus. Douglan, we've got your back.
You can't walk through the wall there. You got to kind of go around.
Well, I'm going to sneak right up until the corridor forks here. Should I make a stealth check?
Yes, if you'd like. It's up to you how you want to travel.
I would like to make a stealth check.
nicely done.
Nice.
Done. You are quiet as a church mouse. All right. As you get up to the area where you are, straight ahead of you, you can see there is a room. In the center of the room, there seems to be some sort of large stone basin, and you can see there's sort of a mist that's pouring out of the basin onto the floor in this room. And then if you peek around the corner to the west, the hallway heads off in that direction.
I will go back down here and let them know. It's directly north. It opens up into a large room with a basin with a strange-looking mist. To the west, there is another hallway that looks like it branches north again. Could connect to the same room, could take us somewhere else.
Did you happen to notice where the majority of the footprints were going?
Did I? Or do I have to go back to take a look?
Nope. The majority of the footprints definitely head in the westerly direction. And Corvus, while you were peeking around the corner, There is a room a fair ways down to the west.
There's
and
a
you
room
could
to the west.
You could see movement in the room. There appears to be some sort of light or fire source in that room, and you could see shadows and movement around in that room.
There is a room to the west as well, and there's movement in there. Something has been there.
Well, I say we head to the movement. Hopefully it's her father.
All right.
So I'll go back up here. Sneaky, sneaky.
All right. As you watch down the hallway a little more, Corvus, you see goblins moving around that room.
To the north?
The west.
The west.
The west.
Directly ahead of you, the room is quiet. The light from Corvus's torch, you can see into the room where there's that large basin in the middle of the room. The basin is probably, you're guessing, about 15, 20 feet in diameter. It's quite big, fills up a large portion of the room. And there's just this mist that's kind of pouring off it onto the ground and across the floor.
Is there a light coming from either of these two rooms?
In the room ahead of you, sort of fighting with your torchlight, there seems to be a bit of a greenish glow that's coming from this basin. Far to the west in that room, your best guess is they have a fire in there going. And you're seeing the shadows of people moving around the fire, and there appears to be a fair number down there.
Okay, I'm going to extinguish my torch then.
All right.
And just head to the light.
Yep.
I like it.
It won't let me extinguish it myself.
Yep. I will extinguish your torch.
And then I'm going to, I don't know if I've got like a strap for my spear across my back or something. I'm assuming I do.
I would think so. Yep.
Yeah, I'll strap my spear to my back, have my bow out and notched, and sneaky,
Okay, give us a sneaky check.
until I get close enough that I can actually aim.
Corvus, do you want Douglan to extinguish his torch too?
Well, I figured it would go without saying, but it's up to him. Two 15s in a row.
Nice. Douglan, are you extinguishing your torch?
Nightingale's going to sneak up to Douglan.
Not yet. I'm not
Okay.
going to advance though.
Nope, you're just sitting around the corner there.
Yeah.
So I guess I got to go a little further until I can start seeing into the room.
In the sort of the dull light that's coming from the room ahead, as well as the little bit of light, there appears to be a room that goes off to the north, just in front of you. The light is pretty dim. It's hard for you to see now. You're kind of feeling your way along the wall.
But is there a fire in the room that I'm just in front of? Like, should I be able to see in there?
The room with the firelight is still another 40 or 50 feet ahead of you.
Ooh.
I thought it was just in here. Well, I will just feel along the wall then, I guess, and keep going a little further until I can. My plan is to sneak up until I can see a goblin and then take aim and fire is basically my plan.
Okay.
Surprise attack. So, I don't know.
Douglan, can you see him, Douglan?
Not anymore, but I can't move here.
All right. Corvus, as you get to this point, you can see there are a fairly large number of goblins moving about this room.
Okay, I will revise my plan then and walk back. Speak back to tell them. Yeah. Should I make another
Alright.
stealth check?
Yes, please.
Just it's gonna backfire on me soon.
Yeah, you've been rolling good, man.
Yep.
You sneak back to where Douglan is standing.
It is too dark to get an exact count, but there are many goblins in the room ahead.
When you say many, lad, are we talking dozens?
Well, like I said, I could not take an exact count because the room was quite dark.
You're gonna guess, Corvus, there is probably anywhere from 8 to 12. It's hard, you're from the bodies you saw and the shadows you saw, you're gonna guess somewhere between 8 and 12 goblins.
Perhaps 8 to 12, but I cannot say for sure.
It's a lot of goblins.
Too bad we didn't have some wizard that could throw a fireball in there.
Nightingale, let me ask you something. Can you mimic a goblin's voice, seeing as you speak their language?
I could attempt it, yes.
What if we draw them out and we funnel them down? Then their numbers are obsolete. We just take them one by one. But you gotta call them to us.
How would I do that? What would you like me to say?
Well, perhaps you could say, we need help.
Mithras. Mithras is a good mimic.
I could do it. I have a knack for copying voices.
Perhaps you can tell them that you're out of wine or something. You need more. That seems to be the...
How about I yell out the hallway, there's someone at the front entrance.
And then we can position ourselves on either side of this and take them out.
Do we want to leave Dawn down the hallway by herself?
Well, she could shoot arrows, get a little closer. You see where I am right now?
Yes.
Okay. I take a step to the north. Corvus takes a step to the south, and you call them down.
And we just do what with ourselves?
Well, when you have a pathway this small, that way you don't face all the goblins at once. You just face a single file if they are brave enough to come down. But by then it'll be too late because we'll be on them.
Now, Colin, is this hallway big enough for, say, if I stood behind Douglan to shoot past him? Or would he pretty much take most of the hallway?
Yeah, I mean, in these narrow hallways, the person in front of you pretty much fills up the hallway. Unless it was taller, they fill up most of the hallway. Like if you could fight off to an angle if somebody was there, but somebody in front of Douglan, you wouldn't be able to get you wouldn't be able to get a hit at.
Okay. Let's do it. But what's in those other rooms? Oh, I don't know about the other rooms.
Shall we go to the north and see what's behind us, just in case?
Yes. It's a good idea.
I'll have a look.
Why am I the only one whispering in these damn places? All of you just talk out loud. It's freaking me out.
You are the only coward.
Right. Douglan, you see a large, as I mentioned, a large stone pool. It's about, you see now it's about 3 feet high, about 10 feet in diameter. the water glows this sort of strange greenish glow, and there's just this mist that pours off it constantly onto the floor and then just sort of dissipates.
So the whole room's a pool?
Nope, just in the center of the room there is a 10-foot diameter pool.
Got it. Okay.
It's about 3 feet high, 10 feet in diameter.
The mist
Circular
is
pool.
the mist is penetrable, right? It's not like a magical mist, or do I sense anything?
I mean, you're not at the mist.
I
But
wouldn't
it just seems to
recommend.
come off the pool and just dissipate away, within a couple of feet of the pool.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of come in and shimmy around. I do see the doorway on the other side, or no?
You can see the doorway on the other side, yes.
All right, I'm gonna try to kind of shimmy around the side here.
Okay, as you're moving around the room, you notice that light does seem to move. The glowing light seems to just move around the pool, like there's a couple, maybe 2-3 different orbs of green light moving through whatever the fluid is.
How tall is this bowl? Can I see it from where I'm standing, Colin?
It's about 3 feet up. You can see it, yeah.
Corvus, you're tall. What can you see inside that bowl?
A green liquid that glows.
I'm gonna head to the doorway and listen. If I may.
Nightingale's gonna sneak into the room as well. He'll slip past Corvus.
I'm gonna stay arrow knocked at this hallway because.
Yeah, if anything comes out, that's a good
Well,
spot.
actually, I'm gonna be like right here so I can like just keep my eye around the corner, but
Okay.
I'm not like standing there. Going,
Douglan,
"Oh,
give me a perception check, please.
me?
Nope,
Douglan.
He's at the doorway in the room there.
Nice.
All right, Douglan, you hear nothing on the other side of this doorway. It is quiet.
Guys, I hear nothing.
This door is locked.
This door is locked.
Bashir's
Oh.
gonna try to stand on his tippy toes and try to get a vantage to see if he can see what these glowing things are, while Douglan's checking the door out.
How tall are you?
5'6".
Yeah.
But I want to stay. I want to stay out of the mist. Like, I'm
Okay.
standing back trying
So the
to.
water is super murky. You can't actually see into the fluid. And these green glow, there is 3 distinct greenish globes, and they just sort of float randomly around. As this, you can see it's kind of bubbling a little bit up, and the mist just seems to be coming off it from the bubbling and pouring off the sides.
Nightingale will kind of look to Corvus,
Keep an eye, Corvus. I'm gonna go check with Douglan.
and he'll scooch himself around to go next to Douglan and be like,
What do we got here?
It's a locked door. You have anything for it? The only thing I have is to bust it down, and I don't think we want to announce our presence any more than we have.
I don't, unfortunately.
What's in the well?
I couldn't see. All I can make out is 3 glowing orbs floating in some bubbling liquid. I'd rather not put my hand in to investigate any further.
I don't blame
Nightingale
you.
doesn't have lockpicks?
"No, I can use them, but in scrambling for my life, it was just one of the things that didn't make it in the cut."
All right.
And we can always smash it open.
What's the door made of?
Can I pee?
Well, we're right at 12 o'clock. Are we going to wrap her up at 12 here today?
Seems like a good place to end it.
Yeah,
we could.
might as
Because
well.
if we go much further, we're going to be in a combat, and then we're like another hour. or more.
What makes you think that, Craig?
Well, the 9 goblins down the hallway there.
the 8 to 12 goblins.
Glowing pool with green orbs is usually never a good sign either.
Yeah.
All signs lead to Magic 8 Balls.
Just as a funny thing, it was an intentional thing that he doesn't have thieves' tools. It was like he had to run for his life, so that's just one of the things he didn't happen to grab.
Bring with him.
It'll be a fun thing to try to buy in a town.
Yeah,
without tipping your hat. I want some tools.
Well, as a thief, he'll know where the local guild is.
Yeah,
all right.
You know, funny enough, I do have 4 glass bottles full of a yellow liquid that comes from a cow.
From a cow?
Yeah, it's cow piss.
Oh, okay.
He sells it. He sells it as a magic tonic to people.
Oh, good lord! Douglan does not ask questions.
You don't know this,
and
of course.
don't buy the tonic either.
I don't buy the tonic.
He doesn't. He doesn't do it anymore because he's got me sitting behind him going, "It's cow piss."
Yeah. Shut up. Yeah, I'm liking Corvus. I like how his humor is hilarious.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we made it through session 1. Yay us!
It was awesome.
We have many more to go. So thanks, guys.
Did we level
any
up?
Questions, comments, concerns?
If we level up, yeah, quickly,
Oh,
man.
we
We
killed
need
3
just
goblins.
a little bit longer.
We killed 3 goblins. Come on, let's level up, man. Come on.
No, I think the night went as smooth as it should for a first session.
I mean, we're all still a little rusty. The manipulation of Fantasy Grounds will come back to us.
And it's 3 strangers that have had 7 days, and now we're on an adventure together. So I like that. There's Douglan's trying to be logical, and we're just ignoring him, and he's just like, "You guys." Corvus is a belligerent slave.
He definitely has an attitude.
He definitely has an attitude.
He's reverent
awesome.
for sure.
Yes.
Awesome.
He's a bit tired of being on a chain, I can tell.
Yeah.
I like it, man. I think we got a good group. I think
This
this
is
going to
be
fun.
interesting for sure.